When it comes to holiday gifting for guys, it's not always so easy. But thanks to Mack Weldon, it's super simple to find something great no matter which guy you're shopping for. Whether it's Mack Weldon's warm knit tops, undershirts, or Sunday lounge pants, Mack Weldon has men's basics that are guaranteed to keep everyone on your list comfortable. Mack Weldon is the perfect mixture of comfort and style, and the ease of shopping makes it the perfect holiday gift. Mack Weldon promises comfort and consistent fit, from socks, shirts, and hoodies to underwear, polos, and active shorts. Mack Weldon's wide range of customized fabrics can keep up with you no matter what your day looks like, whether you're working out, going to work, or on a date. And with Weldon Blue, Mack Weldon's totally free loyalty program, you'll get free shipping for life. If you don't like your first pair of underwear, you can keep them and they'll still refund you, no questions asked. Win the gift-giving season and get 20% off your first order. Visit MackWeldon.com/peasants and enter promo code PEASANTS. That's PEASANTS. That's MackWeldon.com/peasants, promo code PEASANTS for 20% off. Mack Weldon, reinventing men's basics.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true.
Sometimes I cry.
Oh! Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. It's the Drunken Peasants Podcast. It's episode 826. We've got a lot of people here. Asterios is here too, but he's not showing right now. Allow me to bring him on the screen. What the fuck was that?
What happened with
Hello! I'm back!
Yeah.
Merry Christmas! Happy New Year's, everybody!
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. I almost died over the holidays, so I can't talk for long. I'm incredibly sick. Here's what happened to me. I had the salmon at the TGI Fridays, and it gave me such a bacterial infection that I ended up in the emergency room, and now I'm on super antibacterial drugs. And the doctors are like, if these don't work,
Oh, you're gonna pass away?
Look, you know how like with antibacterial resistance, there's only so many drugs. We are now in like the medium class of these drugs. And so it's kind of like, you don't have that many saving throws left. But I wanted to come on and say hi to everybody, say hi to the Drunken Peasants, and talk about the fact that the country might be ending soon. I just wanted to talk for like 10 minutes, and then I was going to watch
Talk
the
for
rest
10
of the
minutes
show
uninterrupted? No, Asterios.
And go.
No. So I do want to point something out. There's an issue with the plugin that we use with our Discord chat. For some reason, a lot of people's names will show as object. I have no idea how to fix it. I'll fix it another time. It was doing it last night when I was doing my other stream. We'll get to that and fix it. Do want to promo a few things that are really important to the show. The audio versions of this show are available on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Podcast Addict, and even the SiriusXM app or any other place you can find a podcast. We encourage everyone here, if you want to help us out, consume the audio version because it reaches a whole new audience, and the bigger numbers we get on that, the better. So I urge you all to go there, follow us, subscribe to us there, whatever it's called on that particular platform. I've noticed a change since I've been talking about it, so that's why I'm doing it. Do it again, do it again, do it again. So check us out there. Also, link in the description, sign up for Robinhood through our affiliate link. If you're interested in getting a free stock and giving us a free stock, you can sign up down there. Yeah.
I do think of our fans as objects, though, so this is pertinent.
You guys,
double object.
You should call all
their
like,
things,
patrons and your members are now objects. You know, you're all objects now.
The weird thing is that if I go in and refresh it really quick, it comes back. Like that. But once people start going again, it goes back to
the new ones
object.
are going to be objects again.
Yeah.
So enjoy for a minute not being objects.
Yeah, not being objectified.
I'm still going to objectify you all.
We can do it. We can do it from our end.
So I feel like Jeff's audio was perfectly fine before we went live, and now that we're live,
now it's trash.
It's the worst.
Yeah, what the hell happened?
I don't know if you did something.
He did
Jeff.
something. He's
I will
tinkering.
say before
tinkering,
this,
Jeff. Leave well enough
before
alone.
This, Jeff, it was well enough.
Yeah.
Now it's not well done.
No.
But
it is neither Timothy Weld nor Stephen Dunn.
Oh, now he's crawling
Mid-90s
under the
tag
desk.
team.
Wow,
Well
he fucked up. He's crawling under the
no.
desk.
He's going full Lewinsky on us. By the way, I miss you, Asterios. Was the salmon at least really good?
That's the thing. It tasted pretty good. I thought I was in the clear. I was trying to eat healthy for the new year, trying to set a good example for my mom. I was eating off the light and fit and right and tight menu. And the only thing that's right and tight is my puckered asshole right now.
Is it alt-right and tight?
Well, we'll get to that later. I mean, we have the father of the alt-right here after all. But, yeah, oh, my God. I'm peeing out my butt and I'm pooping out my dick. It's a problem.
You got chonk and dick turds? Oh, no.
It's de-evolving you, man. You're becoming a water creature. Is my mic better?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I fixed it.
Yeah. Don't ever do what you did before.
Okay.
And just leave it like this.
Okay, Asterios might have just died. There's a...
Asterios
no.
went to heaven. The Asterios is flopping on the floor, man. The bad salmon bacteria is slowly morphing him. You know, his anamorphs is a salmon.
People that have never seen Asterios before always... People that have never seen Asterios before ask me why he's yelling all the time. It's called Gottfried syndrome. Gilbert Gottfried syndrome, where you can never stop yelling.
Yeah, Gottfried's law. Whoever yells the loudest in an argument wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asterios is the winner.
Asterios years ago, and he's incapable of talking at a normal level.
This is just me. God damn it.
Object.
You look like you're telling a scary story at a campground right now.
Object in the fan chat said, "Damn it, Asterios! I was doing a pee when you said that, and you made me splatter my stream."
Oh, man.
Your pee's messed up. Everybody else's pee is messed up. This is a very pissy episode.
That's what streaming used to be back in the day, like before the internet. I'm streaming tonight.
That's what they call pee? Huh.
I mean, some of the very first live streams were, in fact, toilet cams. So, I mean, you know.
Oh, my God.
See, no, me and Asterios are both old-ass fuckers, and we know. We remember. Like,
I'm
you
older
log
than
in
both
to
of you.
AOL.com, you check your email, and then, like, you know, you go watch somebody peeing in a toilet. Whatever.
All right, let's do the news.
He called me, sir, and got me so fuming angry.
People are discriminating against wolves. Wow. They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
Man. I covered a lot of this on the Alter Perspective last night, but I do have some new things that we didn't quite get to, and a few things I think we should review on the show since a lot of the people here weren't there.
Did something happen yesterday or what? What's going on?
What's
I
up?
want to toast. I want to toast the end of America real quick. You know. There we go.
Hey! Da, 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 da,
How
da,
rude.
da,
He can't share that.
There's a lot of people that are fantasizing about a civil war right now. I feel like everybody that ran into the White House yesterday, they were like,
It wasn't the White House.
or the Capitol building.
Okay.
Excuse me. They were all like glorified LARPers.
Oh no, you're right there.
They got in there. They didn't They didn't have a plan. They didn't have like a method of attack. It was just some like, hey, look what we're doing. We're gonna pee on Nancy Pelosi's
Yeah, then
desk.
the woman got her head blown off.
Well, I think she might have got shot in the chest.
No, she got shot in the face.
It
too.
was the
Or like
face.
she got a couple shots through her. She got
I saw
shot a
blood
couple
coming
times.
out of her mouth.
God,
She was laying.
yes, she was shot in both the head and the face. Everybody wins on the Drunken Peasants.
Here's
Heads and tails.
I do want to point out a couple things because Trump had a rally at the beginning of that day, and I guarantee a lot of those people that went to the Capitol later were at this rally. And Trump said a lot of fucked up stuff, but the two people that said the most fucked up stuff was Giuliani and Trump Jr. Here's a really short clip of what Giuliani said.
So, let's have trial by
Is that Doc
combat.
Brown next
Dude,
to him?
Let me play what he said here really quick.
So, let's have trial by combat.
Okay.
Is that Doc Brown next to him?
That might be Doc Brown.
Great
Okay.
Scott.
Rudy, we're gonna go to the past and do racism.
We've got to charge this sedition to 88.1 gigawatts.
And then here's a little bit of Trump Jr. that
The fact that you
same
are
day.
all here on this rather cold January day tells me all I need to know. And it should be a message to all the Republicans who have not been willing to actually fight.
For my daddy.
The people who did nothing to stop this deal.
Because like
this gathering,
literally at this point, after all the votes have been counted, all of the lawsuits rejected, after everything that he's done, literally the only thing left would be to do what these people did after this. He's telling them, like, if you're a Republican and you're not doing all it takes to stop this, then you're not a real Republican. That's basically what he's saying.
Send a message to them. This isn't their Republican Party anymore. This is Donald Trump's Republican Party.
What were you going to say,
Okay,
Asteros?
That's true.
First off, I'd like to point out, I wish I were as functional and alcoholic as this guy. He's really almost keeping it together up there.
Yeah.
It's
You
the
can
blow.
barely tell he's fucked up.
It's the blow, dude. I know what it's like to go on a bender and have to balance that shit out with blow. I know that. Yep, that's it.
It's not easy, but he's almost pulling it off. Second thing is, I also have some quotes here from Trump. Trump said, quote, and after this, first off, let's not forget, Donald Trump multiple times tweeted, we're having a big rally on January 6th. Meet me in the Capitol at January 6th. So that's him telling his people, let's all get together. Then he gives a speech. He says, quote, and after this, we're going to walk down there and I'll be there with you.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength. You have to be strong. We will never give up. We will never concede. Our country has had enough. We're not going to take it anymore.
We're not gonna take it.
Yeah.
No.
So like, there's no dancing around the incitement. He gathered a bunch of people. He set a date. He set a location. He told them we're not going to take it. And he said, we're all going to walk down there, quote, and I'll be there with you.
It was a
Now,
reoccurring
granted,
theme. It was a reoccurring theme. And Trump Jr. did it, and you heard Giuliani. So, yeah, they were like, hey, this 0 hour now. Congress is about to certify this. We need to go down there and tell them, because there was a handful of senators that stood up in protest. Cruz was one of them, a few of them, but after this shit happened, when they reconvened like 10 hours later because of all the bullshit that happened, there was way fewer of them that were willing to stand up at that point. Loeffler was one of them.
Well, and also because it was like midnight or 1 a.m. and all the old ones had to go to bed.
Exactly. Old timers go to bed early.
I'd also like to point out real quick that Trump said, again, quote, we're going to walk down there. I'll be there with you.
He wasn't there.
Then Trump immediately got in his car and went back home because even a short walk exhausts this man.
The piece that America needs is Don Trump Jr. and Joe Biden's boy, Hunter Biden, need to sit in front of a mountain of coke on a live stream, get high as hell, and complain about all their daddy issues.
Is Hunter allowed to cook it into crack?
No, I want powder, dude.
Okay.
I want a snow party. I don't want snowballs.
This is the Republican Party that will put America first.
That's literally the name of Nick Fuentes' movement.
Well, yeah. There's a reason they say America first.
This is the Republican Party that will fight for the American worker.
You're not a Republican, man. You're way more extreme in many ways than Republicans.
And you didn't have any politics 6 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Trump's record, he's ping-ponged back and forth multiple times between the two parties, and he's been in between a couple times.
He's at his own party.
Yeah. Right now, he basically does have his own party.
Wasn't he part of the Bull and Shit party?
the Bull and Branch party.
Very soft sheets.
These
He
are
was
the
a registered
Repub-
Democrat. He was a registered
Dude,
Democrat.
he campaigned for Hillary. He gave her money too. He voted for Hillary to be his senator. He invited Bill and Hillary, who supposedly now are like Pizzagate, QAnon, or they like all the QAnon stuff about them. He went to their they went to his wedding.
He was down for the homies until they offered him an adrenochrome baby neck like a Capri Sun with a straw at the back. And he said, whoa, I'm Republican now.
Like a fucking Capri Sun.
Yeah.
Like a Capri Sun.
But he did say if he ran for president, he would run as a Republican because Republicans are dumber.
I did learn.
That's a fake quote.
I've learned what will put Trump on his knees, though.
Yes,
that's disappointing.
The one thing, finally, that put Trump on his knees is threaten his social media presence. Because first, I'm going to play. He had his first chance to try and calm everything down, and this was his first response.
And it went super well.
Oh, yeah. Here's the first one.
Pain. I know you're hurt. We had an election that was stolen.
Okay, mind you, this is him trying to calm everything down.
From us.
Yeah.
It was a landslide election. And everyone knows it, especially the other side. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time.
I want to say at least one person had already been killed at this point, and the violence had already been going on for hours before he made this statement.
There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened, where they could take it away from all of us.
See, that is incitement right there.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
From me, from you, from our country. This was a fraudulent election, but we can't play into the hands of these people. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you.
We love you.
We love you. You're special.
You're very
the next
special.
line is great too.
You see what happens. You see the way others are treated that are so bad and so evil.
So
I know
bad
how
and
you
so
feel.
Evil.
But calling them bad and evil is more incitement.
Go home and go home in
to
peace.
calm things down, I think.
All right.
Very special.
Yeah. So after this, Trump was suspended on Twitter. And since then, he's been banned outright from like Instagram and Facebook and Twitch, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That's correct.
He just got his Twitter back. I think that scares him more than probably even getting impeached and losing the presidency.
There's always Parler.
That's one of the only things he cares about, because getting impeached doesn't decrease his popularity.
Right.
Losing his Twitter hurts his popularity. And that's all he just wants. Like, he wants attention and people to like him is all he cares about. Doesn't care about being the president. Doesn't care about a single American citizen. That's all he cares about.
Does he want people to like him, though?
Yes.
He does?
Yeah.
But why is he such a cunt, then?
He's good.
He doesn't think he's a cunt.
So you got to understand something, too. That this came, I wish I could remember the actual source of it, but somebody who has ties close to, like, White House staffers, it might have even been Jim Acosta that broke this, but, like, apparently Trump lives in a constant hug box. Like, he doesn't read his notifications on Twitter, and any of the the responses that people get, like that people are responding to him, he doesn't see that. He's very well insulated. He doesn't see how pissed off people get. All he sees is like the love and the admiration to keep his spirits up. That's one of the reasons why something that breaks through and like actually affects him, that they can't hide from him. Like, he either loses his shit or he gets super depressed and goes quiet and goes golfing. Like, he's a fragile fucking narcissistic maniac.
I just was given evidence that like 19 minutes ago, Trump made another tweet that I think might violate the because
terms of service.
These are the things and events that happen when a sacred landslide election victory is so
sacred. That was yesterday.
So unceremoniously and viciously stripped away from great patriots who have been badly and unfairly treated for so long. Go home with love and in peace. Remember this day forever.
Yeah, so I was mistaken. I looked at the day wrong. So this was one of the things that got him suspended then.
YouTube now is going to be sending strikes against channels that claim the election was a fraud too.
Tim Pool's gone.
Oh.
Wait, Tim Pool's gone?
Well, I mean, he will be.
Not yet.
It will be if that's the case.
There's a fucking God in heaven, man. Like, I don't want to censor anybody. I really don't. I believe in free speech, and Tim has every right to say whatever dumb shit that he wants. But for fuck's sake, people who like Tim Pool has such a huge audience, and them consuming his content literally makes them dumber. It literally is dumbing people in this world. His presence and his words and the videos he produces makes people stupid.
But he predicted the red wave.
But I'm just saying,
It turned out to just be his girlfriend's period, though.
I don't want to
he's got a girlfriend?
anything.
I have no idea who Tim Pool is.
I don't want to encourage any deplatforming or
Deadpool's
anything like
brother.
that. That's not what I'm doing. But if this was a world of conscience and intelligence, Tim Pool would have been struck by some outside alien entity. You know, like, nah, you're doing too much damage to these people. We gotta yeet you.
And look, I don't want anybody to be deplatformed. So here's the deal I would make. You can remove one strike if you remove that beanie. That beanie's got to go, you little baldy. I want to see that bald head of yours. Stop looking like some sort of 22-year-old wannabe vice reporter. Take off the beanie, you little meanie.
That beanie is lined with aluminum foil. He needs that.
Oh, no.
To be safe.
Really?
What if he takes it off and goes sane?
Maybe it's just cutting off the blood flow to his prefrontal cortex, man. I don't know.
As soon as Trump got his Twitter back, he released another statement, which is longer and obviously written by somebody else. Like, that's why I'm like, oh, now he's acting different.
I would like to begin by addressing the heinous
This is what he should have did yesterday.
attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness.
Like, him being suspended from Twitter didn't mean shit. He could have went live on NBC, ABC, and all the big networks.
And mayhem.
Yeah.
I immediately deployed the National Guard
Waterman
and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy.
Your supporters.
To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction.
They did it for you, Daddy.
You do not represent our country.
That woman got gunned the fuck down because she was defending a motherfucker that wouldn't piss on her if she was on fire.
Yeah. Because you told her 70 IQ ass that you had the election stolen from you, and she was mad about it.
Yeah.
And to
That's why
those who
she's
broke
dead.
the law, you will pay. We have just been through an intense election, and emotions are high. But now tempers must be cooled and calm restored.
No stolen.
We must get on with the business of America. My campaign vigorously pursued every legal avenue to contest the election results. My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote. In so doing, I was fighting to defend American democracy. I continue to strongly believe that we must reform our election laws to verify the identity and eligibility of all voters and to ensure...
Oh, that's why you're doing it. It's just this benevolent thing that he's doing just for the integrity of all of us, right?
Faith and confidence in all...
Can you imagine dying with a $12 Amazon Trump flag tied around your neck as a fucking cape? Like you're rushing.
That is how I intend to die.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been lit up for like maybe even years at this point, listening to the mysterious QAnon and being fed daily this absolute dog shit. With
how come we're calling it QAnon and not JFK Jr., which we all know it is?
Right. Exactly. And then
from his
Baron
secret
Trump
base,
from the future,
from his secret base in the Bermuda Triangle.
In her fucking mind, like she's invincible. This is the moment. This is the revolution. And she climbs up in that fucking window and bam, right through her fucking throat. What the fuck was she thinking while she died, dude? Like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
That's why, like, it is, there are jokes that you can
Whips idiots
carefully
into
make,
a frenzy.
but fuck.
Idiots do moronic
it's so sad.
things. Trump supporters. Why did they do that?
Why did they do that?
Elections. Now Congress has certified the results. A new administration will be inaugurated on January 20th. My focus now turns...
How long are you going to talk if I pause it?
Did you see that hard cut? Did you see that hard cut?
Yeah. He's been doing the 2-angle press conferences. We brought that up last week or something.
Between every 2 sentences.
I think it's part of the transition into the Biden administration. I think somebody there was like, let's get a second camera in, because it only happened once they started allowing the transition team into the White House.
He's practicing for his new YouTube channel.
Ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power. This moment calls for healing and reconciliation. 2020 has been a challenging time for our people. A menacing pandemic.
This moment calls for it, but you didn't call for it until literally just now.
Pandemic has upended the lives of our citizens, isolated millions in their homes, damaged our economy, and claimed countless lives. Defeating this pandemic and rebuilding the greatest economy on earth will require all of us working together. It will require a renewed emphasis on the civic values of patriotism, faith, charity, community, and family. We must revitalize
a different president.
Right. This was not written by Trump.
The sacred bonds of love and loyalty that bind us together as one national family. To the citizens of our country, serving as your president has been the honor of my lifetime. And to all of my wonderful supporters, I know you are disappointed, but I also want you to know that our incredible journey is only just beginning. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Yeah, he claims...
I hope that last part's not true.
He claims that he deployed... He claims that he deployed the National Guard, but...
Immediately.
There's evidence... Well, he didn't even do it.
No, he didn't do it.
This was posted by AOC, and it shows here...
Chairman Miley and I just spoke separately with the Vice President and with Speaker Pelosi, Leader McConnell, Senator Schumer, and Representative Hoyer about the situation at the U.S. Capitol. We fully activated the D.C. National Guard to assist federal and local law enforcement as they work to peacefully address the situation.
It was the Vice President. It was Pence. And you know what? I was kind of thinking over the last 3+ years that President Pence might have been worse than President Trump, but now I don't think that's so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I did, though. I was like, man, Pence is...
Yeah, we can because everyone was like, oh, if you get rid of Trump, then you get Pence, and that's just as bad. It might not have been just as bad. Wouldn't have been good, but it might not have been as bad.
It's a different type of bad where women aren't allowed in the same room as him because he, I don't know, will disavow his wife and his Christian
he might
vows.
accidentally call them mother.
Yeah.
And try and breastfeed.
Everybody like the stream. We're going to move on to the next video. Yes, liking the stream will get more people in here. We have a good amount of people watching now, too. Thanks for watching. And if you're not subscribed, click subscribe below. And we're going to move on to Biden. So I haven't watched this yet, but they're like, oh, Biden really gave it to Trump. But I'll tell you what, Biden is boring, but I think we need a boring president for a little while. Like, maybe I don't think the president is supposed to be entertaining.
Is off to a great start. It's the first week and the president started a revolution, and then a neighbor's car was set on fire at 4 in the morning. Anyone missing 2020 yet?
I am not missing it, no.
I like how the one guy from this protest or whatever, the guy with the buffalo head on, Twitter was calling him the man in the Chewbacca bikini. And all the Star Wars fans on Twitter were so offended. They're like, Chewbacca does not deserve that comparison. And it was blowing up all over Twitter. I loved that.
I didn't notice that, but I noticed that the right was trying to push this conspiracy theory that he was actually an Antifa member, and that a lot of the...
And it was really proved that he wasn't.
All the bad stuff that happened there was actually Antifa just making the right look bad.
That's actually a pretty good play. I remember when I was 5 years old, whenever I did something bad, I would blame it on my sister.
Yeah, but then this... You know what, though? I normally don't believe those conspiracy theories, but then I saw a screenshot from a stream that was going on, and now I'm inclined to believe that maybe it was Antifa. This one right here.
No!
Oh, man.
That reminds me. I've got to order a buffalo helmet on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look good in it.
It's cool of you guys to carry around your own different, warmer lighting.
Yeah.
All right, well, on that note, I got to go throw up into the toilet. Love you, kids.
Personally, thank you.
Get good pills.
That's some good shit.
He says that's alternate light. That's alt-right.
The funny thing is that this picture was taken of us because we were being accused of being racist.
You do look like you belong here. Me, I look like I belong to be...
Anyone I've ever seen in that picture. You should wipe that picture from the internet. That does you no favors.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to, me or Billy?
You.
Oh, I don't know. I look great.
Like you just hate crimed a whole family.
Yeah. For the adrenochrome.
That's just how I look anyway.
I'm just gonna bask in this because I know I'm gonna get it worse later.
I have. I am skinnier though than I was here. I will notice that. That's interesting. Here's Biden.
Don't dare call them protesters. They were a riotous mob, insurrectionists, domestic terrorists.
You could say that, but I also don't want to give them this power where they're big, scary entities. They were fucking LARPing kids who did some of the stupidest shit, and because of it, the one girl bled out in a fucking Trump cape.
I mean, but that girl wasn't a kid, right? I mean, a lot of them weren't kids.
But they looked like fucking children, crybaby children.
I mean, they were behaving like children, but they were adults that got adult consequences.
Let's say this election was stolen. True. Let's say this election was stolen. You ever have your bicycle stolen and you go to the police and they're like, there's nothing we can do. You just got to eat your fucking cereal and get up the next day.
There were 5 people killed.
Was it 4? Or I heard 4.
It was a siege on a government building, an armed siege.
In my view, one of the darkest days in the history of our nation. An unprecedented assault on our democracy.
Yeah. I'm not saying don't throw the book at them. Let's just not make them like
Citadel of Liberty,
the new face of evil. They're fucking stupid.
I mean, a police officer was killed by them.
Don't give them the gravitas of calling them domestic terrorists. Just call them domestic retards.
Yeah, charge them as terrorists. That's fine with me.
Charge them as retards.
I don't think that's illegal.
An assault on the most sacred of American
Which means giving them the death penalty in Texas.
Ratifying
the
will of the people. In choosing the leadership like that government.
I knew that reference.
I wish we could say we couldn't see it coming. But that isn't true. We could see it coming.
It's like those kids that back in the 80s that like made it hard for everyone else to get into Dungeons and Dragons because they D&D turned real for them and they fucking sliced each other up and murdered each other. That's basically what happened.
They are more menacing.
Their RPGs, their role playing got so big. They played Nazi so much that they decided to actually try to take over the government, and then got killed. And are probably, you know what else is funny? This is the one time where it's not suspicious to cover your face, and all these motherfuckers, because they're non-mask wearing cunts, are all being identified by their faces right now.
The irony of it, like it is, I've been saying for 9 months, we are in a golden age for crime. Everyone gets to wear a mask and no one questions you on it. You can get away with so much shit, and the people who should be aren't. It's ridiculous.
It's pretty crazy.
They need to have a good COVID heist movie.
So many crimes since March, you wouldn't believe it.
I've developed a very unhealthy mask fetish ever since March, that's for sure.
Past 4 years, we've had a president who's made his contempt for our democracy, our Constitution, the rule of law clear in everything he has done.
All right. Also, another reason I ask all of you to please like the stream is because a lot of Baked Alaska and Nick Fuentes' loser fans will probably come here and downvote us. So we need all the upvotes that we can get. So please upvote
Baked
us.
Alaska. Wait. Baked Alaska has fans.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, he does.
Based in prison, pilled.
He gets a lot of views.
Do these people like give themselves swirlies or some shit? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
They
don't.
They don't leave the house, so they champion the nerd that does. And when he goes out and picks fights with people and then immediately maces them in the face, they're like, hell yeah, I'm a pussy like that too.
You want to?
I also am.
Do you want me to show you the most telling photo I've seen of Fuentes? It's right here.
Oh, I know.
He had to stand on a chair.
A stack of chairs.
Yeah.
Not just a chair. Short
More than
people.
one chair.
Short people sometimes have to stand on a chair to reach things. Nick had to stand on a stack of chairs. Let's not forget, that's a stack of chairs.
Can we please start a rumor that Nick Fuentes is 11 years old?
Don't tell Catboy.
He's got a fake beard. He sits in a booster seat. He's a child.
I would love to see him in Ben Shapiro box. I feel like Benny Shapiro would knock him out.
I don't know how. I'd like to know the official height, weight, and reach of each.
Have you seen Ben Shapiro show off his muscles?
No,
it's cute. He's got some decent guns for a
so
tiny little man.
He probably lifts or something.
I think he would beat the trash out of Nick Fuentes.
He probably could then. Yeah, you never know. Like, especially someone that wears a suit all the time. I remember the first time I saw Vince McMahon without the suit jacket on, and I'm like, holy shit, he's been hiding like all those crazy muscles under a suit coat all these years.
And Nick Fuentes, the only thing he's hiding under the suit coat is the fact that he got that suit coat when he was in Catholic fucking school.
Yeah. That's not all he got while he was in Catholic school.
Yeah, he did first communion and then he did 69th communion.
Yeah. Here's a congressman, a Republican congressman that wants to invoke the 25th Amendment, wants to declare basically the president unfit to serve.
Yeah.
That means we'd have 13 days if it happened now, which it won't. It probably won't. But if it did, we'd have President Pence for 13 days. He'd beat William Henry Harrison's record for shortest presidency. But he'd still be up there.
If if Nick became president, he would then be shortest president.
And Trump was only beaten by Abe Lincoln for tallest president.
Well, it's one thing when Democrats are saying, Mr. President, get out and get out now. It is quite another when a Republican, a prominent Republican congressman at that, is saying the same thing. Adam Kinzinger joins us right now. The Illinois Republican has been advocating.
It's blowing my mind that Fox News is covering this. They're moving away from Trump.
Invoking the 25th Amendment right now, which would force the issue. Congressman, good to have you. Why now? He's got, 13 days? Why not wait it out?
So if you think about when the 25th Amendment has been invoked all voluntarily, George W. Bush, for instance, I think for a couple hours was under anesthetic and transferred powers to Vice President Cheney, all because having the government unmanned for even an hour or two poses a massive threat. After what we saw yesterday, both the incitement at the rally, but I think just as importantly, his last tweet where he basically said, this is what you get. It does not seem like anybody.
You think Trump's behind that bulletproof glass because there's so many people at the rally with guns?
No, I thought it was like COVID-related shit
Okay.
because he's never done this before. I don't think he's afraid of getting killed necessarily. It does kind of make me think of like the Pope Mobile or something, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
Or like one of Gloria Vanderbilt's dream boxes. Google it.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody is really manning the executive branch, and it pains me to do it.
So many people are quitting the administration, too. Even like Melania's personal assistant quit, and now they're losing.
Mitch McConnell's wife quit.
Really is a huge burden. But the top thing that we have to swear into and promise is to protect the people, to protect the people's house. And that failed yesterday. And if we get out of the emotion of the politics of it, I think people would see clear-eyed that this is not what the United States of America is about, nor should be.
It takes a while to do that, though, doesn't it? And he's, like I say, 13 days away from ending his presidency.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to make it in time. I've heard so many. You know what? Today, there's a whole bunch of people kind of scoring points on both sides by saying, like, let's do 25th Amendment. I don't know if they could even get it to go through in time.
So I think they have to have Pence draft a letter to send to Trump, and then Trump has to respond with a letter saying, no, I am capable of being president, and then Pence has like another step he would take. I
think the other cabinet members have to get involved in it too. It's a complicated process that probably won't work. And then I've heard other people basically saying that, oh, let's just impeach him again. Well, we saw how long impeachment took last time to even get a vote. So it's a waste of time.
Slow and useless.
I mean,
it's kind of a waste
it does
of time.
suck that he's obviously crazy. He still has the power. Like, the power is still there. Like, he can still launch a military strike if he wanted to, or like have an executive order if he really wanted to. He can still pardon other people and that kind of shit.
I was kind of worried about that too, like especially when like there were reports coming out that like Trump is unhinged, he's stomping around, and everybody's like, dude, we got to get him away from the nuke codes and blah blah blah. But then when I saw that video of him basically conceding, I was like, dude, they threatened to take away his fucking toys. I don't think he's gonna go ape shit. I think it's over.
He's playing ball.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of that. Well, we'll see.
He had his temper tantrum.
There's been a few times where I'm like, oh, now he's straightened out, and he always comes back. So I'm not gonna.
He never disappoints,
right?
In the long run.
But he could write that letter back to Pence and say, I've been playing ball. Like,
okay,
he could keep his seat.
Did you know? I don't know if this is a fact, but many sources were reporting that yesterday Mike Pence unfollowed Trump on Twitter for a few minutes. And then
I heard that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true.
Have new reporting on this talks of invoking the 25th. What can you tell us?
Well, Shep, according to three sources familiar with the matter, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin are among the cabinet secretaries who last night held informal conversations with their staff about the possibility and the contours of invoking the 25th Amendment. Among the conclusions that were reached in these conversations, according to my sources, that the process could take longer than a week to play out, diluting its impact, that it's not clear which secretary could vote on such a move, and that pulling such a lever for the first time in history could further stoke tensions among Trump's base, doing more harm over time than good in the short term. And I'm told by these sources that the plan as of now is to let the clock run out. Earlier today,
what a perfect time for a building to collapse.
The Secretary of Agriculture, Sonny Perdue, was asked by reporters if he had been contacted by other cabinet members about the 25th.
I see some people wearing
he said he had not, and he did not
some of them
expect
were.
to. And
those are the ones that are not going to get identified and arrested.
Yeah.
Everyone, please like the stream, please. Liking the stream helps us a lot. We're almost at 700 viewers, so we're getting
just this evening, there were reports that Vice President Mike Pence also does not support invoking the 25th Amendment. We should note that a State Department official denied that these conversations took place, and Secretary Mnuchin
they're denying it even happened.
Declined to comment. But in the wake of yesterday's Capitol siege, the number of resignations in the Trump administration is growing. The Deputy National Security Advisor, Matt Pottinger, is leaving his post, as is the White House chief economist, Tyler Goodspeed, And just
Not
today
Tyler.
on CNBC, Mick Mulvaney said he too would be leaving his part-time diplomatic
Dick Mulvaney's leaving?
I wish his first name was Dick. Dick Mulvaney.
Dick
I can't stay here. Not after yesterday. You can't look at that yesterday and think I want to be a part of that.
Yeah, see, this guy's high-ranking, chief of staff.
In any way, shape, or form.
And then I saw on the news today, John Kelly.
Joining me on the phone.
John Kelly, former chief of staff. Another one who was a general. He said, I heard him in this interview. I don't want to play the whole thing, but this was a CNN interview that he did, and he said, for sure, let's do 25th Amendment on Trump.
That's so crazy, dude.
This
So
guy,
wild.
this guy didn't even know Trump until he started working for him. He got hired as like a military guy, like Trump does that kind of shit to earn points, and then he's like, he's a very flawed man. Like I'm not qualified to comment on his mental capacity, but he's a very, very flawed man that lives
Kelly
within
said that
his
about Trump?
Yes, in this interview.
Talking to when he tweets or when he makes statements, he knows who he's talking to. He knows what he wants them to do. And the fact that he said the things he's been saying, since the election, and encouraging people, no surprise again at what happened yesterday.
How much blame do you lay at the feet of those who, along with the president, have pushed these deranged election lies? Senator Cruz or Kevin McCarthy?
Dude, if you live in Texas, it's time to get rid of Cruz. Get rid of his
really
ass.
Fucking is that.
Yeah, like y'all know he's the Zodiac killer, right?
That's the only reason we voted him in.
Well,
I guess
you know,
that part's kind
my
of cool,
strong
but the
feeling
rest
is,
sucks.
So long as there was,
Except that he's Canadian.
the possibility.
He's Cubadian.
In the courts, that the election could be proven to be, inaccurate or fraudulent or something. The process, is designed
These
to work.
fucking
and it was
idiots.
working. I'm just surprised that members of Congress,
What a perfect time for that shit to collapse.
they have to look themselves in the mirror. But just surprised
It'll
that
be
members of
rad when they all get COVID.
Congress, that were encouraging, not necessarily
Look
that
at
they
all
came
of
to
them.
yesterday, but encouraging presidents. And it's very,
People
very
came
few.
the few that died. One person died from Georgia. I believe the girl that got shot was from Maryland. People came from all around.
Oh, yeah.
They were dead set to defend their
they really
country.
made a day of it.
Yeah, they packed
Just 2 years ago
sandwiches.
this month, I left the White House. Very, very few.
Oh, and if you just tuned
of
in,
them-
we'll talk about the baked Alaska stuff eventually. We're getting to that. Please like the stream. Please stick around. We'll get to it. We're getting to the good part eventually.
We're looking the president in the eye.
We got some
and
Nick
telling him
Fuentes
what
stuff
he's
coming up
considering.
too.
This is back then what he was considering was wrong. Or,
We got the
or
meats.
whatever. But as I say, they have to live with themselves. But I don't believe they were encouraging that action at the Capitol.
Look at these.
No, I
man.
guess not. But I guess the point is when you see this angry mob, they have been fed these lies now for years.
Was
but
there more or less deaths than Woodstock '99?
Did anyone die from falling off the side of this wall?
Humpty Dumpty.
Unfortunately, not.
It's shocking no one did.
I know, it's pretty high up.
Specifically about the election since
They should have built
November,
a wall around this thing.
and they were obviously they believed them. They believed these lies, and it's not just President Trump telling them. It's it's anchors at other news channels. I shouldn't say news. Anchors at other channels and
wow.
Yeah.
Shade.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yep.
and Kevin McCarthy.
When
and,
Giuliani
and
said trial by combat, did he think he was going to have the mountain on his side?
I think so. I think Mountain would be his avatar.
And they got the Chewbacca bikini boy instead?
We already
Jake
know that
Tapper-
Giuliani's melting, dude. He's like his brains are leaking out of his fucking ears.
I had a Twitter exchange with Jake Tapper one time after the Milo shit happened. I had like a friendly back and forth with Jake Tapper after the Milo thing because he actually was like sick or something when they reported the Milo shit on his show. It was on his show, but it was someone else doing it, filling in for him. And then he he gave us credit on Twitter and like apologized for not saying our name or anything like that.
Or calling you an obscure alt-right podcast.
I don't know if that was CNN.
Oh, okay.
Someone did. I don't know.
126 members of the House, Republicans, signed on to that crazy lawsuit from the Attorney General of Texas. Do they bear some responsibility, I guess? Because, I mean, this mob was angry because they believed these lies.
Yeah, I mean, there's, to some level, some responsibility for sure. But again, it was the president over these weeks and months that has been stirring these folks up. And what would happen yesterday was probably somewhat predictable. And again, his response...
It's funny that they've broken in, but they're still staying within the velvet rope.
They're not fucking maniacs.
No,
the rules are the rules.
Eventually, they got their pictures taken with those statues and shit. I've seen it. But...
I saw one of actually Nick Fuentes in there. He was blowing the one statue that has his dick out.
Where's the Teddy Roosevelt statue?
Yeah.
Yesterday afternoon.
I'm just polishing the knob. I was like, what are you doing?
And I watched President Biden's speech yesterday afternoon. I saw Mitch McConnell's comments before the riot. There are two men talking to the country in the way the country needs to be spoken to.
Fuck, dude.
And the president.
This is why we need to bring Comic-Con back. These people need something to do.
Spoken to his base.
There's now talk of invoking the 25th Amendment to try to get the cabinet to remove President Trump from office. It's not just Democrats saying, it's Republicans too, including Adam Kinzinger, the congressman from Illinois, former Republican Congressman Paul Mitchell of Michigan. Do you support such an action? Should he be removed by the cabinet?
I think, Jake, that the cabinet should meet and have a discussion. I don't think it'll happen, but I think the cabinet should meet and discuss this because the yesterday.
I heard a different interview. It was with Wolf Blitzer earlier today, and he said yes to that question earlier today.
In the weeks and months.
But it was with Wolf
before that,
Blitzer. It wasn't with
outrageous
Jake Tapper. This must have been from last night.
Once again,
because Jake Tapper's on at night.
Once again, Jake Tapper's fucking up.
Did you hear this Giuliani leaked call?
I don't believe so.
Man, Giuliani's always leaking.
Or I should say Coach Tuberville. This is Rudy Giuliani, president's lawyer. I'm calling you because I want to discuss with you how they're trying to rush this hearing and how we need you, our Republican friends, to try to just slow it down so we can get these legislatures to get more information to you. And I know they're reconvening at 8 tonight. But the only strategy we can follow is to object to numerous states and raise
all this
issues
time
so
to
that
get
we
this information
get
through.
ourselves into tomorrow, ideally until the end of tomorrow. I know McConnell is doing everything he can to rush it, which is kind of a kick in the head. Because it's one thing to oppose us, it's another thing not to give us a fair opportunity to contest it.
A fair
opportunity. We want to try to get it down to only 3 states that we contest, whether there are 10 states that we contest.
Oh my
not
God,
3.
no, 10? 10?
Yeah. They're actually contesting one state that was for them, but they think it might have gone blue. But they're fair and balanced.
We could object to every state.
Jesus Christ.
And along with a congressman, get a hearing for every state. I know we would delay you a lot, but it would give us the opportunity to get the legislators who are very, very close to pulling.
They think Alaska and its 2 electoral votes might have actually went to the Dems.
Their votes.
You know, if the last 4 years of America went really well and we were all doing really great, I might even fight for Trump and say, you guys fucking cheated. You guys, I might believe this shit if the last 4 years were great. But they sucked. This has not been a good fucking presidency.
Yeah. What are you fighting for?
Are you going to try and get a 4th Supreme Court justice put in? Because that's pretty much been your only win this entire presidential cycle.
They've written letters asking that you guys.
Yeah, the wall shit, like, you're just in denial of reality if you think the wall in any way, shape, or form was actually built.
You got 16 miles of wall across the border. 16 miles of newly built fucking wall across the border. If the border was a dick, you literally would add less to your dick than taking those boner pills at the gas station.
If I hired someone to build a wall around my property,
Why do you hate me, Ben? Got my paper peasants suite.
Oh,
Thought
cool.
you planned on doing the $50 Patreon screen. I feel left out, Ben.
I haven't updated it yet.
Scott, maybe.
It's coming, Papa.
But
It's
fuck
coming.
you, sweetie smooches.
So, what was I saying before? Oh, if I hired someone to build a wall around my property and I got that, I'd be like, this is a fence. I want my money back.
This is a bad wall.
Yeah, it's not a wall.
And I would say to you, I'm a contractor, and this is freedom.
The whole thing was fucking insane to begin with. A wall's not going to stop the illegal immigration that they're actually worried about. A wall is not going to address all of the intrinsic problems with illegal immigration. Like, it wouldn't fucking do anything. And we just saw people climbing up a fucking wall. We just saw people climbing up a fucking wall in Washington, D.C. You couldn't keep them out. How the fuck you think you're going to keep the Mexicans out?
That was an actual wall, by the way.
Were white people climbing a wall, not Mexicans.
That's a
different
good
races do walls differently.
That's a good
Everyone
example
knows that.
of what an actual wall looks like. I would like to reference that from now on when I meet.
That's an actual wall.
That's what I mean, because I'll tell you what, man, we watched a video of these Mexicans climbing that fence, and they're fucking so fast. They're like, boop, 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 and then they just slide down. Once they get over the top, they just slide down on the other side and just run.
Yeah.
It's so fast. I've seen other ones where they like sawed right through it with a hacksaw too.
And before long, we're going to have pneumatic technology for our legs, so we have superhero jumps. Pneumatic technology for our legs. We'll have superhero jumps. It's coming.
I can't wait. I can't
wait for pneumatic legs.
The whole thing still was just based on absolute bullshit, though. Most people who sneak across the border illegally and are picked up, I think it's something like 95% all make their fucking court dates and try and seek legal asylum. All of the illegal immigration that is still illegal are people who come here legally, and then they overstay their visas, and they never show up to court. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But the wall isn't going to stop either of those fucking things,
We
man.
watched one video where these guys do it so fast, it's insane. They scaled it. It was like they do it regularly. Like maybe they do it and then come back. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to practice.
It was insane how fast it was.
And send them back the questionable ones, and they'll fix them up.
And we'll fix them up? That sounds like a crime to me.
Sounds good.
Uh-oh.
So this phone number I'm available on all night.
Oh my
it would be an honor
God.
to
Could
talk
you
to
imagine
Thank you.
the end of this? Trump and Giuliani go to jail. Like,
That'd be awesome.
God.
It'd be
really,
lovely.
really awesome.
It will not happen, but it'd be cool.
Do you guys think anybody's going to go to jail for this? For all this
Absolutely
shit?
not. Not a chance.
Oh, I think
No way.
Baked Alaska will go to jail.
No. Baked Alaska's fucked.
That
Sure,
would be,
but you mean like
But we'll get
politicians,
to
Jeff,
that.
or what?
Yeah, I meant politicians.
Oh, okay.
No, they will not. I don't think a single one will.
Oh, here's an interview with one of the total idiots that was in the Senate chamber.
What you're doing here today?
Look at this character.
Is this Christian?
It looks like Sam Hyde, man. It really does, but Sam Hyde's not that young anymore.
Well, what I'm doing here today is
This person's mentally ill, right? This person's mentally ill.
I think the majority of the
He
people
looks
in that
fine.
room.
What are you jumping
Then they
to
need to be
conclusions for, Ben?
evaluated. Like,
He's wearing a lot of fur. He seems pretty cool. Let's give him a chance.
How many people do you think will get out of the 10 years mandatory charge for evading the federal building? Will get out of it by pleading that they were delusional and insane?
You know what? That might happen, and they might not go to a normal prison, but they'll still they'll have to go to like therapy or like some other type.
The funny prison.
Arts and crafts at the MAGA
funny
house.
prison.
Classic.
Yeah, an
funny
involuntary stay at a mental hospital.
express my opinion as a free American.
Yes, this person's out there. This is not a mentally sane person.
my belief that this election was stolen.
Because you're fucking stupid, buddy.
We were cheated. I don't think 75 people...
Josh Pescator, they're not sending their best.
This is so sad, dude. This is so sad.
5 million people voted for Trump. I think close to 85 million. I think certain states that have been blue for a long time have been red and were stolen, like New York.
Where did you travel from?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. And could you tell me anything about the shield here?
The shield?
Yeah.
Found on the floor.
Found it on.
He's got a riot shield and like a bulletproof vest or something.
On the floor.
A riot vest.
Police
or something?
supplies
I found
were
the
on.
cap on the floor. I gave it to the cops because it might be someone.
Do you think he's like the lover of the other guy that was dressed like a weird fur-bearing Viking?
Man,
type?
I would hope that Viking guy pulled better ass than this, but
You know that
I don't
Viking
know.
guy? He had Thor's hammer tattooed on him.
In his ass?
On like on his ribs. But then his real name got leaked, and he's got like an Italian last name, so he LARPs as a Viking.
Yeah.
Basically.
Gay Twitter was kind of thirsting over him.
There was nothing Nordic about that dude.
Personal thing. This I have no idea. There's no name. They probably just
Gay
grabbed
Twitter
it. It
was
looks
like, I
it's
like
been
me
used
a
lot."
bad boy.
And should senators be afraid? Should House members be afraid?
They shouldn't be afraid. They should they should get the courage.
This guy's
to do their
mentally
duty.
disabled. Like his IQ is probably around Forrest
Yeah.
Gump level. And this is not the
Yeah,
Forrest
he has
Gump
a low
movie I wanted to watch.
Where the fuck is this guy's caretaker? Like where? Like what?
Where's the handler?
Yeah, where's his handler?
He literally did like.
Where's Kim Chi?
Have you ever watched after developmentally disabled people?
This was the Ugandan Giants tag team partner.
Have you ever
Oh.
cared for developmentally disabled people?
I have not. No.
So a lot of times you'll like see them and they'll have like an M&M in their hand, and you're like, "Where did you get the M&M?" And they'll be like, "I found it on the ground." He literally said that with the fucking police gear.
Yeah.
This is so fucked. This is so fucked.
It's actually heavy. To examine the fraud.
There's the guy with the Confederate flag that I kept see him in the background with the Confederate flag. There was a lot of pictures of this guy on the news today because they're like, "There's a Confederate flag in Congress."
Maybe delay the.
Which is true. I mean, like that's probably the first time ever, honestly, that they would allow a Confederate flag in the halls of Congress.
Election. I don't know what to do.
That's not. It's about history.
What was
I
that?
don't know if
Oh yeah, it's their history. not the history of that building though. That flag stood against that. So.
But we have a constitution. We don't rewrite the law because of COVID.
And would you mind sharing
your liberty or give me death, but COVID?
Would you mind sharing your name?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Oh, dude, don't give out your name.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with me.
They're gonna find this guy.
Here's the thing. I just realized that I was muted this whole fucking time. So I just realized.
There's the guy.
Aaron, while you guys are talking, Aaron said in between the pauses, I came here to maybe potentially delay the vote. Like, fuck,
Right.
dude, that's admitting to trying to disrupt the democratic
It's
process.
illegal. It's illegal. It's a federal
fucking
offense.
He doesn't know what he's doing, and none of these people know what the fuck they're fucking doing. None of them. And if they do, they thought this was the grand revolution. Like, man, I can't even imagine what must be going through these people's heads right now after Trump posted that video, being like, "It's over. You know, there's a new administration."
Daddy said
blah,
they're
blah, blah.
bad.
Yeah, your God he's abandoned you. Your God's abandoned you. It's over.
Yeah, like
Wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, here's one of the screenshots Billy sent to me.
Dear FBI, one
I
of the
love
people
this.
inside the Capitol yesterday is Baked Alaska. He's a banned YouTube and streamer who starts fights on the streets as soon as the punches are about to be thrown. He maces people and runs away like a pussycat emoji. Like a pussycat emoji.
The FBI
is asking to help identify the individuals.
Yeah.
And then Keem responds down there with, "That's him." It has the picture.
Could have just given them like his legal name. It's not doxing him. He's open about it. It's
Yeah,
Tim,
but
Tim something.
They can find it. It's
Oh,
just,
yeah, we'll
it's
get to
funny.
Fuentes.
This is a funny tweet. This is hilarious.
That is really funny.
And Nikki
Stitches get stitches, Keem.
Nikki double
Watch your back.
chairs. Nicholas Double Chairs says, "You're scum, dude. I can't wait until they bang your YouTube channel and destroy your platform, you fucking slave. Enjoy your 30 pieces of silver."
Wait. That means that he's equating Baked Alaska to Jesus.
Ooh,
That's correct.
Yes.
What the fuck? The guy who made that
Alaska is
god-awful
Jesus.
game-
Does he think Keemstar's a Jew? Is Keemstar Jewish?
I mean,
Whoa,
Judas,
he
so
did compare.
technically
He did say a YouTube channel, and Susan Wojcicki is Jewish, so he has that theory. LMFAO, I'm going to enjoy freedom when your bitch-ass friend that maces innocent people in the street gets locked up, and I'm going to laugh at your ass. You should probably take this anger to a speech therapy class, because I seen a speech of yours, and you were stuttering nonstop.
Damn. You know what?
Is he one of those guys that says "I seen"? Because I don't like that. That actually makes me side with Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, no, it's not Keem.
I'm not an I seen.
This is
guy.
one of Billy's buddies that like a lot of people give him shit for being friends with.
Yeah.
I am very much. I don't like Keemstar at all, but like I gotta cheer him on, and this is funny. And this I would take Keemstar's side over Fuentes any fucking time.
I was with him until I seen.
Yeah.
Until I seen that he said I seen.
I seen what I seen.
No, I seen that.
You don't have freedom. You're a butt boy slave for Susan Wojcicki.
That's not true.
You're far more courageous friends like Leafy.
Last name Wojcick. That's crazy.
It's a Polish name. It's Wojcicki.
Disgusting.
Your far more courageous friends like Leafy and others get banned while you obediently straddle the line like a good little dog making meaningless drama content. Here's a drama alert. You're a fucking loser.
Wow. That's not the language that a good Catholic boy would use.
You would think, yeah.
No, not at all. And by the way, Nick should be happy that his fellow Catholic Joe Biden is going to be the president in a couple days.
Yeah.
A second one ever.
Yeah.
And if you think for any minute that you're scary or intimidating, you're a fucking clown, a straight up red-nosed motherfucking clown. And Nick Fuentes hit him with
the Joker
when
guy.
You're smiling,
jazz hands.
the whole world smiles with you.
Here's another thing.
Tonight, the
blah, blah,
Pescator says, don't forget the new stimulus check program DC Police just announced.
And Baked Alaska's on here, isn't he?
This is great. The Metro Police currently offers a reward of up to $1,000 to anyone who provides information that leads to the arrest and indictment of the person or persons responsible for a crime committed in DC. Let's get it. Everybody, here's your
I think Nick
President's Day
Fuentes
bonus.
was there inciting people. Maybe he didn't go inside. Maybe that picture isn't him that we'll look at in a second. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. I'm on the fence. I don't know if it is.
I just want proof that it's not.
If it's hard to prove a negative. You can't prove a negative.
You can.
Really.
You can definitely prove a negative.
No, you can't.
Okay.
All I'm gonna say is that I find the mental image of poor Nick Fuentes being used like a fucking fleshlight in prison to be very funny. It's
It is
very,
very
very funny. Oh my god.
No, the funny thing is I think Nick would enjoy it.
Just him holding someone's outturned pocket walking around.
Yeah, Nick would love that, dude. Nick would just run around prison with his fucking pocket, holding the belt loop, just screaming, "I'm every woman," just dancing around, slurping off every creed and color the prison has to offer. He's like, "Today I'll have a chocolate one. Today I'm having vanilla swirl." Oh, flan! He'd love it. He'd love it.
Just getting his teeth knocked out by a Robert Knepper from Prison Break.
Hey, it's nothing, man. Less teeth means more room for cock.
Oh, exactly. It's practical.
Assuming that Nick is the closet homosexual that
we all
we've
think he
often
is.
projected upon him, which could be our disillusions. We don't know.
Maybe it's us projecting.
Yeah,
maybe we're. Are we gay?
We will find out soon. Oh, here it is. We'll read the Streamlabs before we get into the videos.
I should turn off the goddamn internet.
Oh, don't touch me. Don't touch me. TP, are they gonna touch me?
But yeah, all I was saying was, like, if Nick Fuentes is charged with being there, like Baked Alaska would be, then it's up to the it's up to the prosecutor.
Are you also laughing at Asterios being there?
Oh yeah. It's up to the prosecution to prove that he was there. He doesn't have to prove that he wasn't there. Like, the burden of proof is on the accuser. He doesn't have to prove that he wasn't, like, there's no way he can prove, like, he can have an alibi, but that's a positive claim, not proof that he wasn't somewhere.
Yeah, but they can prove he was there if he was there, right? They can
prove he was there, but he can't prove that he wasn't there.
Sure, if he had an alibi, he could. Like,
that would be proof that he was somewhere else. Yeah.
This is. I heard one man accidentally tasered himself and died from a heart attack right after that.
That's pretty funny.
It's rough. Dragon in the West says, I think that the best way to end illegal immigration from the South is move all of our manufacturing that's in China to Latin America. We build our neighbors and create stability.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Shut up, reasonable guy.
That's unreasonable because we actually get to move all of that labor to America and give it to the prisoners now. And when the Mexicans come in illegally, they make it anyways here on our soil. Less shipping.
That's true. The system works.
Unknown one, thank you for the big money. Dragon in the West says, I wonder how many of MAGA people will come down with a fatal case of the plague because of this. What if their ideology literally dies off? Well, that's evolution.
It is a death cult.
That's
a death cult.
They're like Heaven's Gate.
They're
all going to castrate themselves and buy new sneakers.
Yeah, they've all got the same running shoes.
Oh, they all have the same red hat.
Interesting.
Freedom said, can we stop the conspiracy theory talk about cops letting the protesters in before it goes mainstream? PolitiFact debunked this stuff already.
Yes.
Why are people on the left believing this conspiracy theory? We can't fight right-wing populism with left twimp.
I actually have a video of the beginning where it shows that they were not letting them in, but there were just too many of them. They were understaffed. The biggest
they
oversight.
did a bad job.
Yeah, the biggest oversight. They didn't have enough people, like boots on the ground there to stop.
I don't think that's doing a bad job. That's just management did a bad job, right? They didn't
Right,
put
that's
enough
what I
boots on
mean.
the ground.
That's what I mean.
And that's why
I mean,
they didn't have enough
management
people.
did the worst job, but the police, if the police were cooler, they also would have stopped them coming in.
If they
were elite police, they would have stopped them.
If the police were handing out bullets like Malamars on Halloween, All Hallows Eve, it would have been perfectly fine. But they weren't.
That.
Yeah.
What you got to do?
Mini Pop says Tim Pool is now desperately trying to sell bonus buckets on his channel. The grift is running dry. Honestly, I'm pretty sure we would sell bonus buckets on this channel if they asked us to.
He's been doing that for a while. We actually had his brother on. We had Tim Pool's brother on and asked him about that, and he didn't. He said he didn't even know that he was doing that. We found the website and everything that he was selling the big end of days food buckets.
Travis Fisher again with a big love. Thank you. I'm missing 2020. Jamie Hill with the big love. The robot chicken MLP says Trump did not actually say that he'd run as a Republican because they're dumber. This is a made-up quote, and we definitely referenced that immediately after it was said. Celestial Gravy, that sounds delicious. To be fair, someone did have an election stolen from them, and it wasn't Trump. Bernie, bro, for life. And then Revit Kalinsky says, he sounds kind of like an angry Kermit the Frog. One day we'll find it. The MAGA connection, the haters.
Yeah,
the racists and me.
On January 20th, it's time that we put Trump behind us and look at what the Democrats do with this supermajority, because if they fuck it up, they might only have it for 2 years.
That's what I'm excited for. Billy, fuck it up. Peggy Prolapse says, Billy, will you be my pocket pal? That sounds disgusting. Let's go.
I know the Canadians want them to fuck it up so they can claim this weird moral superiority to us, but it's not going to happen.
I think they can claim a weird moral superiority to us because they're not a fucking slave to their country.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's great there.
I mean, obviously my number one motivator is moral superiority. Sure,
I'm envious. All right? I'm envious enough. Isn't that good enough?
No, never. The second and almost as important is Democrats are historically extremely ineffectual.
Yeah.
So that's the other reason I think that it might just kind of be nothing.
I'll put it this way, though. There's something interesting that did happen just recently. I don't know how the show feels about Jimmy Dore lately, but I'm just gonna ignore his talking point about this. But there was some very, very strong contentions because the squad ended up voting for Pelosi. Ultimately, they were the last to actually vote for Pelosi.
She won by like a vote or something, right? Wasn't it like one vote? I'm done with Pelosi. I don't want Pelosi at all. Like
no, I don't either. But there's two main things that you have to take away from this, and I hate fucking Pelosi. Fuck her. But here's the thing that's important to remember. Number one, nobody else that was up for potentially taking the seat would be any better. And number two is 2 days after Pelosi is voted in and the squad voted for her, every single member of the squad is now heading up major commissions, and they now actually do have a large amount of power to push forward progressive agendas.
That's pretty good.
So
I'm
don't
still
know.
not getting my
It's
hopes
still
up. Let's see what
I
they
know.
do.
Neither
I'm waiting.
Right.
I'm very skeptical. We'll see what I don't want to hear bullshit about reaching across the aisle and bipartisanship. That's what you do when you don't have a supermajority. When they still have control, then you do bipartisanship. When you've got control, you use it to get where you want to go.
I think the big secret here is that with the Republican Party kind of splitting between Trump and the old Republicans, we're going to see the Republicans siding with the more centered Democrats anyways. They're going to try and get away from this weirdness, and we're going to see a lot of shit come through, I think. I'm not sure of that, but it will be interesting to see what happens. I have to go powder my nose.
All right. Your nose doesn't look that shiny, though. Oh, that kind.
You better just to be safe, though.
Yeah, I remember when Obama had his supermajority, but we'll see what happens this time.
Right.
So I want Medicare for all, but I'll at least take the public option as one step in the right direction. Like
I'd take that too.
I'll buy my because I buy insurance through like the Obamacare type shit, because when you're self-employed, you pay way more and get way less from a health plan than you would if you worked for like a big corporation. Even if you make more money, being self-employed, you're still buying crap insurance because when companies buy their insurance, they buy it at a group rate. So everyone all together gets a way lower rate and way better coverage. So one thing that would blow that up, and the insurance companies don't want this to happen, is the government to sell plans at market value without trying to turn a profit on it. And that means less bullshit when you're trying to get claims approved too. Because that's how insurance...
That would in turn make private better too.
Yes, because they'd be forced to not pull that bullshit. Because I've had to battle with an insurance company. Like, if you don't see, they kind of like bank on the fact that you won't argue with them about it and just pay. And
I mean, I want Medicare for all. I find the concept of health insurance to be inhuman. But like there's other ones too that I'd be willing to make concessions on. Like people say they want like student loan forgiveness. Sounds nice, sounds good. But maybe we shouldn't let student loans be handled by the government and you can't bankrupt them out. So maybe we should fix that so we're not like financially enslaved to the state.
Maybe we should maybe we should take a look at student loans. Take a look at when certain people
tuition costs too.
Well, also when certain people had theirs, maybe people who have had loans for a long time, like they're older and they've had it, and maybe they can't get a job in their profession or anything. Maybe forgiveness for them, and then going forward with new loans, we get it out of the hands of, owing.
Either get out of the hands of the Fed, or allow for those loans to be bankrupted out, or to work along the same lines as a private loan. Because right now, that immunity basically means that
you can't declare bankruptcy on it.
Right, and if you can't pay it out, you can be for life, effectively financially controlled by the state. That is fucked up.
Let's get educational insurance, and if you buy a big education and you can't get a job in your field once you're done with your education, you can file for educational insurance.
I don't like insurance, though.
But America does.
Fuck America.
Like, sure.
Hey, forgive teachers' loans? Yeah. No, there are definitely some things, like if there are jobs out there that we need more teachers, we need more doctors, we need more healthcare professionals. Yeah, like forgive loans or like make incentive programs so it's easier to do. We need to look into why tuition is so fucking high and maybe put some kind of effort to stop
regulate
that as well.
Every time that we give like federal grant money towards tuitions, they can't just raise the price of tuitions to even it out.
That's what they do.
Oh,
yeah, that's what they fucking do,
They
dude, all the time.
America's scam. America's
the big fucking scam.
America's the grifter of the world.
There is the one video of the cops like taking selfies with the people that are like. See right here.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Why would you do that? What a fucking moron.
Sometimes it's nice to have your boot licked before you put it through somebody's face.
Or you're both kind of on the same side.
ACAF, 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 ACAF.
ACAF?
All cops are gay slur.
Oh.
All right, so here's the idiots.
Best rap video ever.
Baked Alaska stream.
Are they playing Magic the Gathering?
I don't know what they're doing.
Underscore slang.
Committing a felony, maybe?
Let's do a robbery.
Like, all of these people might be criminally charged. Every one of them.
I hope so.
Yeah,
That'd be a shame.
Is that it? Like, yeah, we got to keep an eye out for Nick in here.
Occupy the
I don't
Capitol,
think he's
let's
in
go.
here. So yeah,
Check for an
we're just making it
11-year-old with a
clear.
beard.
We're watching this to criticize it. We think everyone here probably committed a crime.
Yeah,
and
we are commenting on it, and we are commenting negatively.
Negatively about it.
Let's say there was someone in here who like is part of the journalism, and they go in to document everything.
Who's the journalism?
Well, I don't know. Like, if there was somebody in here who was a journalist and was following around to document everything, should they see criminal charges?
If you mean Elijah Schaefer, yeah, I think Elijah Schaefer should see charges. Fuck that dude.
He
took a fucking picture of Nancy Pelosi's computer with emails open and blasted it to Twitter, being like, "I'm here with revolutionaries in Nancy Pelosi's office,
yeah,
and here's her emails." Fuck
that
dude.
might be against the law.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say he was there under journalistic
We ain't
integrity.
leaving this bitch.
None of these people appear to have integrity, period, let alone journalistic integrity.
Occupy the Capitol. Yeah.
Patriots are in control.
Wait, we're not supposed to be here?
Patriots are in control.
What do you mean we're not supposed to be here?
Yes.
So,
There's Nick, right there.
where?
Hold on.
Oh no, he's in there. You missed him. Oh, it's fine.
Oh,
no, I see him. He's
whatever.
definitely in there.
I saw him. Yeah, he's in there.
He's not.
Fuentes.
And they're all... Fuck. All right, and...
Let's go.
Alaska. Hell yeah, bro. Ohio.
Let's go. Yeah. What's up, baby?
How you doing?
Yo, are we here? Yoba. We're getting baked in Yoba. Capitol. USA.
I would like to be as excited about anything as these guys are about this. I've never had that level of enthusiasm in my life.
Baked Alaska tries to call Trump or something.
Let's call Trump, yes! Dude, let's tell Trump what's up. Trump would be very upset. And he'd be like, no, just say we love him. We love you, bro. No, he'll be happy. What do you mean?
Dude, Baked Alaska is such a fucking tool, man. I can't stand him.
Oh, man.
We're fighting for Trump. Hey, hold up. I can't get
There he is.
I can call the U.S. Senate, apparently. Okay? Hello. Hello, U.S. Senate. Yes, we have a fraudulent election. I would like to report. Yeah, we need to get our boy Donald J. Trump into office. Yeah, can we do that?
Was this in Pelosi's office?
I assume. I don't know.
Real quick. Oh, yeah? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Let's go. And it's yoga season. Yoga season.
Okay, that's the person that they say is Fuentes.
Yeah. Can we match that laugh with Nick Fuentes?
He seems too
laugh?
tall.
Oh, that's a good point. I think Baked Alaska is taller than Fuentes. I don't know though. Is he? Like,
yeah, that seems like he seems adult height.
We'd have to go back to the video with the teenagers at the mall.
The underage girl video
where they made them cry. Yeah.
Who would win in a fight, Nick Fuentes or Terrence? What's his name? Terrence Howard?
Terrence Malick.
No, the fucking the dude who always eats the cereal with the MAGA hat on. He's like, now listen, Donald Trump is the best president ever. He's like a little web.
I think Terrence Howard is the black actor on Empire.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. You're right.
You're thinking of sugar-coated MAGA puffs.
Fuentes there is a photo of Fuentes prior to this where he's wearing a suit in like a trench coat. So I don't know if that's him.
Yeah, he could have easily changed out of that into more riot appropriate attire. We don't know. I'm not sure it's Nick. I would say that laugh there is a Nick-esque laugh, but that's all the evidence I got.
It is Terrence Williams. Yeah. Terrence Williams.
The Capitol siege was fucking awesome, and I'm not going to pretend it wasn't. Okay, Nick.
Cool.
Many journalists are falsely claiming that I was photographed in Nancy Pelosi's office with Baked Alaska. This is fake news. I did not enter the Capitol building. I was outside on the lawn wearing a completely different outfit. Defamation. So yeah, if that's him outside on the lawn hours before, it could still be him in that outfit. If that was like minutes before, I'll give him that.
That could be a picture from any one of his fucking rallies, and it was
looks
cold
like
in Washington,
it's at the
DC.
Capitol though. Like, look at the background and everything.
Where the hell is our fucking MAGA daddy Spexo? Where is Spexo during all this?
I have a video of Spexo.
Thank goodness.
You know what? Also, Spexo fucked up his beard and had to do a beard reset because he fucked it up.
Oh no!
Yeah, everyone's been there. Like you're trying to trim your beard, and you fuck it up, and like, oh shit, you gotta do a beard reset. No, you've never had to do that.
I've never
once.
Always perfect. Not
wow,
once.
you guys are trash.
I've never
batting 1,000.
1,000.
I know you've done it, Jeff. Dude, I know you've done it. We're like, we had you on the show one time, and you had just done a beard reset, and you're like looking at yourself, and then you're like, oh shit. I don't want to.
No, wasn't that after like I had to go undercover and I had to shave everything.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Because I went undercover at a fucking chiropractor convention.
Yeah,
I had blonde hair and shit too.
Yeah.
Why are you a chiropractor?
It was a good video, worthwhile. If you guys haven't seen it, check out Jeff's channel. People were willing to die for this man, and he just threw them all under the bus. That's the only thing that's shameful about the events of the past 36 hours. I'm sure the usual suspects suggest this was a good idea. I hope Trump reverses course for our sake.
No, he's done with you. He doesn't give a fuck about you.
Daddy,
and
come back.
He was hoping for a pardon.
Trump shameful, but maintains. Okay. Keep this up. I do not want Nick. Okay. Do not follow Nick Fuentes on Telegram, and Nick Fuentes, get off Telegram. Telegram is for 1, furries, and 2, ISIS. And in my case, both. That's it. No Nick Fuentes.
Can we start a new Twitter and call it Dog Whistle? And just put them all there on Dog Whistle?
Yes. Here's an older video of Nick Fuentes that's very telling.
America first is inevitable. It's unstoppable. U.S. Marine says, was in a confrontation at Kroger because the black manager refused to check me out unless I put a mask on. After explaining many times that I had an exemption, I flipped my cart over and damaged lots of items. Hate doing that, but the right needs to start doing these kinds of things. Tired of capitulating and being pushed around. You're completely right. Conservatives need to adopt a mentality of destruction, total annihilation, because it's true. We will never be respected or listened to unless we start to make trouble. Some good trouble. Shit, we got to get in some good trouble. When they say good trouble, it means like smoking pot and like being in a gang. Get in some good trouble. And what the fuck does that mean to you? Beating the shit out of your English teacher? And
he's like the opening act of open mic night at a comedy club right here, is what he's doing.
Anyway, not like that. We need to get in the good trouble of civil disobedience. And yeah,
But
stuff like
seriously,
that.
folks.
Refuse to put on your mask. Make them force you to put it on. Make them call the security or the police, whatever. And if you can't get your way, just start knocking stuff over.
You're telling people to break the law.
Now, don't get arrested. Use your discretion. Don't get arrested. Don't get charges against you. But
he sounds like a left-wing person being sarcastic.
Yeah.
But he's a right-wing person who means it.
He's a maximum.
Like if you
dweeby.
listen to it the other way, you're like, oh, this is kind of like a funny joke and like a fun takeoff on the right. But like, oh, he just means it.
stuff like that, I applaud. It needs to happen. We need to start resisting, because if we don't resist, then they will dominate us. I mean, like,
if you want to be taken seriously, throw a temper tantrum and knock over a stack of Pringles.
That if somebody is trying to push you around, unless you actively resist, you will continue to be pushed around. This is not complicated.
What you need to do is take off your mask and wear a diaper and just take a duty in the middle of the grocery store.
And that goes for
Conservatives,
masks.
if you're listening, I can't stress this enough. Everyone get diped up now and let's take it to the streets.
Anti-masker, pro-diapies.
Goes for all of it. So some people are like, well, we respect the police and we are not like them. We're for order and everything. Well, then you're going to get totally destroyed, because that's how you lose. Oh, well, we're just going to take it quietly and without doing anything. No, it's time for massive resistance. Strikes, trucker strikes. It's time for people to stop showing up to work.
I think Nick Fuentes might need to be investigated by the FBI. I think maybe he might need to be put on some sort of what is it, the FBI's list of like gangs and radical groups, kind of like how ICP juggalos were at one point.
It's true. Juggalos are a domestic terrorist group.
Yeah.
You know what would be better though, if like on primetime TV we sat Nick Fuentes down against somebody who actually knows what's going on and made him have an honest conversation and expose what a fucking idiot he is and educate everybody in the process. Like instead of just pushing them off to further and further holes in the world where they can conduct business in hiding.
What if that was Chris Hansen's next target, like the alt-righters?
I think he would join the alt-right to grift money.
Yeah, he probably would.
Time for people to really...
That is honestly very likely. But if he did, I would actually probably forgive a lot of shit of Chris Hansen if he went after alt-righters. And I will guarantee you...
That'd be pretty tight.
That would be fucking great. I will guarantee you, though, the feds absolutely are watching fucking Nick.
No,
Fuentes.
he pretends to be very politically correct. Like, he tried to, like, ride the backs of, like... It's like, so how... Like, he was talking to Onision victims or whatever... Mm-hmm. And he was like, so how would you compare what you've done to, like, the people who are protesting George Floyd right now? Are you brave like those protesters?
Which sounds cringy and out of touch.
Right. But yeah, that's what he does.
Let's compare your struggles with the current pop culture struggles of now.
Right.
Start to resist in a meaningful way, because unless and until that happens, this will continue until it becomes horrible, if it isn't already. So good on you. We were in DC and I saw all these newspaper stands and I thought to myself, I am going to knock down every one of these newspaper stands. And I didn't, because I didn't want to be like,
you're a
if
pussy.
there's a camera or something. I can't be the one doing that. But I thought I wanted so badly, because there was like all this, there was ACAB spray painted on a wall, the windows were boarded up. I saw all these newspaper stands and I just got this idea. I'm like, I want to knock over all of these and push them in the street. And it's not a big deal, but just pick this shit up. You know what? I'm going to make you pick this up. I am going to leave a little bit of damage on this city, because fuck this city. And
I take it back. These people are the new Tea Party.
Dude, the Tea Party was not as bad as these guys.
Yeah, no, not even close.
Didn't the Tea Party just become the alt-right?
I'm talking the actual.
One go to the other?
I'm talking the actual Boston Tea Party. Nick Fuentes dumping this big media, spilling the literal tea of media into the streets. This is history in the making, guys. Nick Fuentes is a young, small Revere. This is amazing. This is
Small
revolution.
Revere.
This is revolution.
They were dressed as Native Americans during the Boston Tea Party. They were white dudes dressed as natives throwing the tea.
And what do you
into
think
the-
that fucking Chewbacca
Like that
bikini
lady
man
that
was doing?
Marlon Brando hired to accept his Oscar.
You know what? The old label for Snapple iced tea had a picture of the Boston Tea Party on it. It was like a drawing of it, and people thought it was like a slave ship and like got all mad about it. But it was actually the Boston Tea Party.
Yeah, tea is so much better from the South.
So in the Boston Tea Party, white people dressed up as Native Americans to do an act of domestic terror to throw people off the scent of who was actually doing it. Not unlike the way Antifa yesterday dressed up as Trump supporters to do domestic terrorism and throw them off the scent. I'm just saying.
The Boston
There's a
Antifa
lot of
Party.
comparisons to be made, guys. Maybe got to look a little closer.
Are you ready for Spexo?
Just real quick. There's this vibe that comes from Nick Fuentes and his fans, and like you can see it in his fucking face right here, where he'll say things like very, very hyperbolic and like almost encouraging violence. He's like, but you know, of course you're not supposed to do that. And he thinks that gets him scot free. That like that being very careful with your words is actually going to work in a fucking court of law. It fucking doesn't. And if you think it does, you have the mentality of a fucking 12-year-old. Eventually,
he also has
he's
the
gonna
body.
Yeah, he's already got the body of a 12-year-old
and everything else of a 12-year-old.
Right. But like, eventually, this is gonna bite him in the fucking ass. The feds know who the fuck he is. They know what kinds of ties he has. They watch shit like this. 3 years ago, no, they had no idea what the fuck that was going on. But starting in late 2017, early 2018. Is when the feds finally got the funding from the federal government to start getting into like domestic terror investigations. They know all about this shit. They know all about this shit, man.
This freeze frame is fucking excellent.
I know, I love it.
It makes him look like he's in the
Nice
crowd,
pause,
in the crowd cheering on like an illegal cockfight / farting contest.
Right. If the fucking feds knew about my bullshit with Kekistan, which they do.
Of course
they
do.
definitely know about this shit, all right? They definitely fucking know. They're watching
Dude,
his
he's
ass,
hosting rallies of like hundreds of people. Every time, I mean, outside of courthouses and shit. Fuck yeah, they know about it.
Like, do you ever like take a step back and like really remove yourself from it, and you're like, can you believe that Nick Fuentes, like this fucking loser, has one fan, that one person earnestly listens to what he says? How fucking sad does that
But they're
make you?
all
Like, what
stupid as fuck, and we're gonna.
Where anyone would listen to that?
We're gonna
It's
demonstrate that. This is his biggest fanboy, and when he talks about Nick in this, just listen to the way he talks.
He's
about
enamored.
He loves him. Well,
So I had to shave my beard. Don't really want to talk about it. I look like I'm 4 years old. I went to a new barber, and
You always look
thought
like a
that
little
it would
boy,
be
though.
fine. I told
Just
him
a
I
little
just
boy
want
with a
my
beard.
trimmed. I don't want it any shorter than it is, but I just want it to look even.
Why the high angle now?
Because he's
Completely messed up.
self-conscious.
It was
He's a little
completely, like,
self-conscious
layered
fucking
and uneven, and it
dweeb.
looked
Because
super weird.
before it was while he was driving and the camera was below his chin.
Yeah.
But now that he doesn't have the fur to cover up anything down there, now it's all at a high angle.
He's hiding his beta fucking chin lip.
He's got a MySpace angle
Yep.
going
'Cause
on
he's an
right now.
insecure baby, little baby boy.
Beard reset.
This is the alpha male. Wham. Wham.
Embrace your gentle slopes of no chin, my dude. Just suck it up. Your neck fupa, just let it go. Just let it go, dude.
We're in a recession.
Tried to fix
That's
it
a quote from his chin and his
I
neck.
did fix it myself, but then I was like, all right, maybe I can go just a little bit shorter. And then I messed it up and had to shave it all off. So hopefully I can get a lawsuit against this barber because
He's a troll, right? That's not even real. That's not even real.
No,
He's
but there's
trolling.
pictures of him hanging out
That's a
with
joke, right?
Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, but that right there was an obvious like joke.
Hopefully, I can get a lawsuit against the barber.
Yeah.
like that has to be tongue in cheek, right?
I mean, but
just tell me it is, even if it's not.
It's not funny though. It's stupid if it is. It's unfunny if he meant it as a joke, and it's fucking ridiculous if he meant it seriously.
It's better if it's a joke than not.
You know,
it's not good. It's better.
I'm neutral to it because the joke is so bad.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and suggest that he went to go get a new haircut and a shave so he can go to the fucking MAGA rally in style. And then when they did this to him, he bitched out and stayed home. He called in sick because he didn't want to show up with his fucking beta bitch.
Guys, I can't go.
I haven't had a shaved face in like over a year, and I absolutely hate it, like with a passion. But
why is
anyway,
he making a video
I
about
recorded
this?
a video today talking about Eminem and rap in general and the effects it had on the American culture and stuff like that. But clearly with the events that have transpired today in Washington, D.C., it appears that there's some more important information that I should be talking about. Mainly
Which is why I'm talking about my beard. What the fuck?
beard. I'm opening with the lead is my beard.
Yeah, this guy compared asking Nick Fuentes to take a selfie with him to the first time he asked his future wife if he could kiss her. Yes.
Nothing compares to you.
Yes.
Fuentes be second wife.
I knew Jeff had never heard that. He literally said that. I'm quoting him verbatim right there.
Shut the fuck. No.
I am.
Dude.
Yes.
Man. Okay, what's this fucking dude's name?
Spexo.
Yeah, I want you to right now. When you see this, I want you to right now go into your fucking bathroom, open up the lid, lift the fucking seat, stick your fucking head in the toilet and flush, you fucking nerd.
Yourself, swirly, you nerd.
Have stormed the Capitol.
Wait till you hear him talk about
Pence
Nick later.
Is a traitor. And the police shot and killed
Dick Cheney's a traitor.
16-year-old.
Or Dick Cheney. Mike Pence is a traitor.
She so first of all, there's a lot to go over. I was supposed to go to this Million MAGA March, this third one. I was at
It's
the first
never
two.
been close to 1 million any of the times. He loves, dude, he also mentioned that Nick comes up to his belly button.
Nick
And by the
also
way-
comes up to his mouth.
Oh, and we also have to point out, he said the girl that got killed was 16. She was an adult. Well, probably 30s that got killed.
But
Yeah.
it sounds better from your narrative if you say 16.
She's an Air Force veteran. Like I don't what was she flying planes at 12? You know,
Right.
like
She was a
16-year-old
prodigy.
Force veteran.
That's how I met Nick Fuentes and stuff. And I was supposed to go to this one, but I had a baby, so I had to stay home and watch my
When the baby come out of your
It might
pussy.
have been a good thing because I might have got myself in trouble if I went there, because apparently they're looking to arrest a lot of people.
And actually, guys, I'm pregnant again, so I definitely can't go.
Are getting arrested. I heard Big the last guy got arrested. I'm not sure. There was reports that Nick Fuentes got arrested, and he didn't get arrested. And people are messaging me, asking me if he got arrested. Like I have like close
Listen to this.
connections with him. I met him twice. He follows me on Twitter. We're mutuals. I don't talk to him.
We're
I wish I
mutuals.
did, but I don't.
I love him.
It's not
I
that
miss
kind.
him.
I wish I talked to him, but I don't.
I wish he was my baby boy.
Yeah, baby.
I had a baby at home and a baby at the rally. I got stuck with my baby at home.
I've only had him in my mouth once. I got only 2 knuckles deep into his tight little boy pussy.
I love Nick Fuentes. Throat babies.
We don't have that kind of relationship. But so I don't have inside information.
We
but
don't
I know
have that
that
kind
he
of
didn't get arrested because he was tweeting while people were messaging me this. But anyway, my thoughts on this whole situation is that it is awesome and amazing, and it's what everybody's been waiting for, like the people rising up and actually storming Capitol Hill. And you see all these boomers and all of these like...
It's awesome and amazing, but it's also Antifa. It's also Antifa acting this way. It's awesome and amazing, but it's also Antifa in disguise, by the way.
It's true, we did it. It's true.
Yeah,
we totally did it.
It's awesome, but we didn't actually do it. Antifa did it, and also when Antifa does it, it's bad. But also it's awesome. Yeah. No further questions.
Glad we figured this one out.
Idiots counter-signaling this. And if you're against what these patriots did by storming
Listen
the
to what he
Capitol,
says.
then you're just a pedophile. Honestly, you're a traitor and a pedophile.
Makes sense.
If you're against, if you're against what those people did,
explanation needed. I see all the lines of logic there. It adds up. It makes sense.
If that's the case, Ben, pull up the Muppet Babies.
Okay, look, you do not. If you are a hardcore simp, and we can smell how wet your pussy is for Nick Fuentes.
The fumes are coming off.
It is potent. Okay, you do not get to call anyone a pedophile because you want to fuck a dude that looks like a little boy. Okay, he's like a little tiny manlet. He's like you know he buys his suits from like Sears little boys section, for fuck's sake, man.
Yeah,
but
you don't get to point that finger.
But
you don't get to do that.
But he is mine, tiny Führer, and I love him. Please,
I want to put him in my pocket.
We should start calling Nick Fuentes Pocket Führer.
My little pocket Führer, I love him. Please.
No.
Please, I want to
No.
give him kisses. He comes up to my belly button and my mouth. He comes
I've
up to
actually
my throat.
seen this. This is a fairly new behavior among this group of people. The like out of nowhere pedophile accusation. I've been seeing it more and more recently.
Yeah.
that's the.
It's very interesting. I kind of like it.
I mean, you know, it's weird because it always comes from MAGA chuds and fucking like Trump has so many fucking pictures where he was hanging out with Epstein. Like
Yeah.
What are you doing? And like the
I mean,
other thing is
he
fucked up.
wishes Ghislaine well, so you know.
Yeah.
Right,
Wanna
right.
wish you well. Wanna wish you well.
The other part about it too, like it's been proven now that most of the Q drops came from 8kun, 8chan, that was started because 4chan banned child pornography. Like everything about your fucking ideology is mired in this disgusting shit, and then you're calling everybody pedophile. It's projection, dude. It's projection.
It's not just projection, it's protection. You don't have to look at your own problems. If you can just vilify and monsterize the enemy, dehumanize the enemy.
The enemy is just this fictional thing you've created, too.
Yeah.
Because for the last 4 years,
That's most
every few
enemies
months,
in history.
Black Lives Matter and all these radical leftists have been burning down cities.
The only argument I get from the right from this whole thing that happened yesterday is either the conspiracy that it's Antifa posing as them, or that there's whataboutism. Like, well, what about when, like, I always see Antifa has burnt down whole cities. It's like, all right, name a city that got, entire cities. And I live in one of those.
Sacramento just doesn't exist anymore. Burned to the ground.
I live in one of those so-called entire cities that got burnt down.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like,
How's it going? How are the fires?
It's still here. It's still here.
The difference between the occupied Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone and this Capitol building is that the police left the autonomous zone. They just said, "Okay, bye, you guys." And then someone from the city did let them into, like, the city council building. They did break into some places. There was some crime there, but Seattle was just like, no, we're not going to do this anymore. Sit and camp all you fucking want. We're not going to throw gas. We're not going to waste the tear gas.
And this is why Billy the Fridge is running for mayor.
It's time.
Of Seattle.
But it's true. No. That's honestly.
Would you help Billy the Fridge? Would you support Billy the Fridge running for mayor of Seattle? Did you know the mayor of Seattle is not running for re-election?
Yeah, I'd vote for Billy.
It's time for Billy the Fridge. Dude, if we could get him in the debates, that would be the most hilarious thing of my life.
I need 600 Seattle residents to donate $10 and sign a petition, and I'm into the
It's
debates.
true. 600 Seattle residents.
I can do that.
We should push this. I'll help you. I'm down.
We're
man.
going
This
to.
sounds great.
Yeah,
Time is
happening.
limited though for that.
Well, what's the timeline? Because
I'm gonna have to look it up. But yeah, if we really, dude, that would be the greatest day of my life.
It will be the greatest day of our life.
Yeah.
It will be.
Yeah.
So but I do agree with you, Billy. Like, they did the right thing in Seattle. They let it burn out like Occupy. They were like, "Oh, you guys are gonna set up an autonomous zone? Okay,
have fun."
Yeah, have fun. And then it fell to shit, as it always does. Because I mean, these are people just
People are stupid.
like they're trying to. Well, they're ignorant, immature, disorganized.
Yeah.
They're ambitious and dumb. And obviously it wasn't going to work very well. But that's what you do.
I
You
think,
let them burn it out.
and I think you'll
That's what
agree
they do
with me,
Occupy.
Billy, that if the autonomous zone would have been more like Discovery Zone. There wouldn't have been any violence.
But that's where a kid could be a kid.
Yeah. No, that was Chuck E. Cheese.
Shit.
Discovery Zone was going DZ. I don't know. That's what it was. Yeah. But yes, ball pit, crazy slides, tubes to climb through. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That would be good.
The whataboutism is really fucking funny though, because like there is a precedent that you can compare these two things with. When Donald Trump was elected, there was a huge protest in DC. There were Antifa there and Black Bloc, huge groups of anarchists. And what they did was, and they got violent. I'm not excusing what they did or anything like that, but I'm just giving you for an example. They got violent, but what they did is they organized at that fucking barricade and they protested and they ranted and then they clashed with the cops and then they went home. They did not break into the fucking capital of the United States and try and disrupt the democratic process. It's different. It might seem subtle to you. It's not. It's not different. It's not. It is very different.
Looting stores, and everybody just
quote
justifies
Jeff, it's
it
not
and
different.
says, "Oh well, they're peaceful protests and blah blah blah." Meanwhile, the causes.
No. Like, I honestly think looters and shit should be arrested and charged. I don't care what side they're on. I really don't.
That they are fighting for don't exist. There is no police brutality against black people that affect them disproportionately. There's no racial inequality. All of that is nonsense, but they're burning down cities and looting stores and destroying private businesses, all for these fake causes, and the media and the politicians completely justify it, right? So that happens every couple of months.
Sorry, guys, you are just apologists for Antifa and BLM. Apologist? No. Supporter? Fuck yeah. It's good to be anti-fascist, because to not be
is to be at best neutral fascist and possibly pro-fascist.
But you can be anti-fascist and not a member of Antifa, right?
There's no such fucking thing as a member of Antifa. It doesn't exist. It doesn't
Jeff, you didn't get your card?
You
I
can,
got my
you can
card,
be
I got my badge, I
anti-fascist
got my
and
gun, I
not
got the whole thing.
partake in Antifa activism. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, how about this? You could be
That's what
Antifa,
I mean.
You could be Antifa and not engage in political violence, and that's cool. But if you're opposed to fascism, you are Antifa, and it's totally okay to be like, I am not cool with fascism.
I feel
but
like
I don't want to break people's shit.
The abbreviation Antifa means more than one thing at this point. It can mean anti-fascist, but it also means someone that partakes in certain types of activism that is anti-fascist, but has also been known to do certain things that I don't agree with.
Well, I'll put it this way. Like, and there's a whole spectrum of like what people are cool with and what people aren't cool with, and that's fine. That's okay. What's not okay is just overwhelmingly like a blanket statement or umbrella term the whole thing to just try and demonize people who are legitimately trying to do good. There are anti-fascist people out there who are just trying to fucking spread the word like, hey, this is a problem. Hey, I'm going to go and peacefully protest. Hey, I'm going to do this. Hey, I'm going to do that. To lump them in with some jackass who shows up with a bike lock and starts hitting people or burns down somebody's business, that's fucked up. And you know what you do when you lump all those people together and you don't provide that context or that nuance? You help people like this stupid piece of shit. That's what you do. So if you want to say like, I'm not down with that shit, be like, I'm not cool with political violence and I don't give a fuck who does it.
Yeah.
And I choose
okay.
not to
That's
use
a
the
good thing to
term
say.
Antifa to describe myself. I'll say I'm anti-fascism, but Antifa means something more to me. What do you think? What does Antifa mean to you? Does it just mean anti-fascist?
I think it's LARPers. I think it's all fucking
So
LARPers.
you do think a
lot of times, yeah.
It's not just simply anti-fascism, like the idea. There are people that have taken on the name Antifa and they do certain things.
Well, it's all. I just both sides I think are there to just further divide us as a whole.
For the last 4 years.
We look at the worst of each side, and then we say they're all like that, and they're not. You know, like there's some crazy motherfuckers that represent Antifa, and there's some crazy motherfuckers that represent MAGA, and then all the other people that are just trying to get the best for themselves and their family and their country on both sides, because it's really the goal for both people, it seems, to an extreme point of view. They all look like the crazy ones, and we need to figure out a way to sit at the table together again and have meals together instead of fucking starve each other out of spite.
Now,
but not this guy.
First
Not this
time
guy.
in
Not this guy.
like
I want this guy to
150
sit at the
years,
table
probably,
too. I want to tell him to his
patriots
face,
acting in the
dude.
same
Like, you're
vein as
not the
our-
little baby bitch boy you hide behind that beard. You're better.
Listen to
than
how
that.
he describes
right,
this. Listen to how he describes this.
Now, the first time in like 150 years, probably, patriots acting in the same vein as our founding fathers, who all they want is a fair election, and they don't want to be robbed of their constitutional rights to elect the president of the United States, and they want to make sure that everything is done fairly. They enter a building that their taxes pay for, and they're labeled terrorists and doing insurrection and sedition and a Trump supporting girl.
You don't have the right to walk into every place your taxes pay for. That is such a ridiculous notion that I keep hearing from this side. You don't get to do that. It doesn't matter if your taxes help pay for it. Like, I can't go to fucking Area 51 and be like, my taxes pay for this place. Let me in.
Right.
Don't you remember when we stormed Area 51? It was fucking sweet.
Let me go to Los Alamos.
It wasn't as successful.
Los Alamos National Laboratory, where all like the nuclear stuff is made.
Area 51. We're
Yeah,
going in,
yeah.
we're storming the 51. Can I have just a moment for a tangent? Just a moment for a tangent. I right here, he's talking about the left and the right. You think about the left and the right. It's left wing, right wing. They assume it's the wings of the eagle, the winged eagle, the left wing, the right wing. We need to get rid of this American winged eagle idea and think of what the left and the right really is. All right, it's not the winged eagle, it's the spread eagle. All right, we have the left cheek and the right cheek, and the further apart you spread those cheeks, the more likely you are to be penetrated. Okay, you got to keep these cheeks close together, squeeze them buns together, get back to the center, guys. You're opening yourself for a whole world of trouble. It's time.
So, what Bill is saying is, unless you want to be unwillingly fucked in the ass, you should be a centrist.
Oh,
this is what I've learned.
You should stop spreading those cheeks, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Y'all over here acting like you don't want to be fucked, but you're spreading those cheeks.
Girl,
It's mixed
16
signals.
years old, gets shot by the police. That's another thing. Fuck
Not a 16-year-old. Look up your shit before you
the
talk
police.
about it.
All right.
Nah.
Obviously, there's individual police that are good, but police, the whole apparatus of the police force in this country, is an extension of our state. Our state is inherently corrupt, tyrannical, and anti-white. And if police are an extension of the state, what does that make police? And clearly, they don't care
But
about
I
us.
love the president. Like, do you? I never understand that disconnect. Like the whole state's out to get us, but also the president fucking rocks.
Yeah, they love the military. Well, they like the police too when they're fighting with non-white people.
Yeah, when they believe that they're on their side.
Yeah.
Like, wait,
Oh,
we're white. Why are the cops fighting us?
Right. There was an awesome quote. I think it was like yesterday or something. Yeah. There was this awesome quote by this lady who was totally confused. She's like, I don't know why the cops are shooting at us. They're not supposed to shoot at us. They're supposed to shoot at BLM. Like,
don't they know we're white?
It's because you're fucking terrorists, dude. What the fuck? And like, I get that people aren't down with Antifa and everything, but like, you gotta admit, they were right. They were right. They were fucking right, dude. We just had a bunch of fucking dumb shits storm the fucking Capitol. They were right. Sorry. They were right. I know it's uncomfortable for me too, because like back in 2015, 2016, when everybody's like rattling their fucking sabers being like, Nazism is on the fucking rise. There's all these like fucking crazy groups. It's getting out of fucking control. It was annoying. Yeah, I get it. I was there. I agreed with you. And I was
Why
like,
are
yeah,
you
no,
getting
it's
so
bullshit.
much hate all of a sudden?
It's Monday.
You were
I told them not to
hate.
spread their cheeks, and now they're pissed. They're like, no, I
paying
love
to
spreading
shit
my
on Billy."
cheeks. I love spreading my cheeks. And I will spread my cheeks by opening my wallet and showing you how much I love spreading my cheeks.
Because they let
like it.
Black Lives Matter run rampant and they don't do anything to them. You saw last night they burned a Black Lives Matter flag and the police started throwing tear gas and shoving everybody. And now today they shoot a little girl. And you see all these people on Twitter and on social media saying, oh, well, if they weren't white.
I mean, where did they burn the flag? Are you saying they only got mad because it was a Black Lives Matter flag, or were they mad because they were burning something in a place they shouldn't be burning shit?
No. Everything was fine until they burned a Black Lives Matter flag. Then the police got really mad because the police strongly support Black Lives Matter, and then they had to storm the thing, and everyone got shot.
This guy's so dumb.
That's amazing that you put that together, Scott. Because I would have never
I'm
thought.
kind of a detective.
I would have never thought that to be the truth.
He was like, I'm better than you guys because I produce things. Remember that?
Oh,
I suppose. What, children?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Well, I produced a whole bunch of knuckle babies on my wall, and I'd rather fucking look at those than your kids' photos, you fucking weirdo.
The actual violence. And it's like, where have you been the last year? Where have you been the last year? Saying that whole
knuckle babies.
The cops didn't hurt anybody because they're white. Are you out of your mind? Black Lives Matter and Antifa have gotten away with countless instances of violence and destruction of property, and it's been justified and glamorized.
There's been new charges. I think, like, even just yesterday, it was a new charge on vandalism against an Antifa member, and he deserved it.
A member, Jeff? A member?
Oh, fuck off! Come on.
Yeah.
Shut up,
Interesting,
shut up.
Jeff. Show your card.
But
show the
people,
card.
people are getting prosecuted. If you do the crime, you do the time. Simple as that. You know.
Yeah.
It's
Don't do terrorism.
Yeah.
Or don't do vandalism.
I mean,
Don't
well,
destroy
so I made this point earlier today too. Like, if all these MAGA dumb shits that stormed the Capitol, if they never went inside and they just stood there and they got in their clashes and they raged and whatever, I'd be totally down for supporting them. Like, that's your free speech. It's cool, dude. Like, I think you're an idiot, but whatever. It's your right to fucking do it. But like, the line has been fucking crossed, dude. It's crazy.
By the media and everybody on the left. Do you remember when the Trump supporter got shot in the head by the Antifa guy? No, but I'm sure you remember Kyle Rittenhouse, who was defending private property, and then he...
Why was it... You're probably leaving out the part that he was underage and had a weapon he shouldn't have had.
Yeah, that he was a criminal.
Yeah.
And it wasn't his
defending
property.
His private property.
Right.
He went there from out of state, or at least out of city, with a gun
as like a
for the sole
volunteer
purpose of doing that.
To be fair, he was defending his illegal private property of his gun because they were trying to take his gun from him, but he shouldn't have had that gun in the first place.
I think it was like it was either like a gas station or a convenience store, and like he was defending that defenseless store by taking human life.
He was also down there with a medical kit, and he was offering first aid to people who got hurt when they were down there, right? So there's depth to this. We can't just look at him and be like he was only there to defend a fucking gas station. He had motives that made him look like he was the good guy in his mind. Unfortunately, he was carrying an illegal gun, and he had to use it to kill people. There's a problem with that. That's the problem we have to focus on.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's a hero.
Shot 3 pedophiles and killed 2 of them, and everybody labeled...
What?
I think one of the guys was a pedophile. I think one of the guys
has that word lost all meaning now?
Well, I do think one of the guys was a convicted pedophile that got killed.
There was one guy who had like a really sketchy criminal past.
Yeah.
And shit. Yeah.
But like, here's the thing: when somebody does something bad, you can't bring up the history of the bad person they did it to unless it had direct correlation to why that person did something bad to them. Like if there was a girl that was being raped by her father for 5 years and finally worked up the nerve to murder him during the act, I'd say that past mattered.
That's relevant.
That's very relevant. But this isn't. George Floyd had a criminal history. Yeah, but it was pretty bad. But I don't think that's relevant to the way he had his neck kneeled on until he died. I don't think that's relevant.
Called him a white supremacist terrorist. So clearly there's a double standard, and we all know this. And I don't think anything's really going to come out of this. I think that they're not going to go the lengths that they need to go to where this is going to have any tangible effect on like the election or keeping Trump in office or anything like that.
White people are being oppressed? Who are all these powerful non-white people who are doing the oppressing? Where's that coming from?
He doesn't think.
Whoa,
he
don't
doesn't
ask
think-
that question,
He
Scott.
doesn't. He doesn't think Jews are white. Like he doesn't think Jews are white people.
Oh, then I have no further questions. That actually answers everything.
Yep.
That I think the good thing is that
Really?
it sends a message. It shows that millions of people are fed up and have no trust in our institutions and in our system. And hopefully this is just the beginning. But also you have to realize
Reptilians.
that the system and the mainstream politicians and all these people in the media are going to use this to further suppress us, further label people terrorist and white supremacist and all of that nonsense like they've been doing. But this is just going to accelerate that. So unfortunately, I think that that's most likely what's going to happen as a result of all of this stuff, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't necessary. It sends a clear
This
message.
person makes me ashamed of being American. I envy you, Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yeah. Can we come live with you?
Come on down.
America is a melting pot. There's so many different flavors of stupid
We'll
in
have a
this
party house.
in this American gumbo. You're gonna get a bite of that fucking stupid, silly sausage every once in a while. America,
Canada's
overall
a
is
melting
great.
pot too, though, and there are crazies in Canada. But I guess one of the big
But
differences
per
is
capita, a few less.
yeah, that's interesting, and they're not as heavily armed up there too, which is also a good thing.
No.
I like guns.
I know you do.
So
It's hard
to stay home.
Yeah.
Well, no. I'll look. I'll keep my guns here in America, like at a storage locker or something. I'll just come down here when I want to shoot, but I'll live in blissful peace in Canada. You know.
I don't think
that's
this
fine.
idea
Okay.
that guns are going to save these people is realistic. Like it's
Right.
No.
it's old technology.
It's kind of cringy, honestly.
As far as warfare goes, you're not having battles with weaponry on the front lines anymore. You're having drone attacks. You're having entire governments taken down through misinformation. Like
Heart attack lasers.
Oh yeah, the little ice bullets they shoot into your fucking chest, so they melt away and give you a heart attack. That's actually a CIA thing that's been public knowledge since the 70s.
So somebody was saying that Schizo here did a regrettable prayer.
Spexo.
Schizo.
I think it's Lizzo.
No,
New
Lizzo,
man on
Lizzo
the
is
Minnesota
fucking
Vikings.
Man, I love Lizzo. Holy shit.
Check this out too. We found Spexo on Urban Dictionary.
Oh, Spexo, top definition. After jerking off for a few weeks without washing your cock, a thick, crusty shell known as a Spexo forms. I got a fat Spexo right now. Speaking of the knuckle babies, I guess this is what Spexo was into in 2011. Because he's actually talked about this, and he's got a whole history where this was part of his lore. And he was like, well, before I was saved, I was a degenerate. Okay.
Yeah, he became a Catholic like his boyfriend, Fuentes.
Oh, cool.
Wow. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like I could rant about this for fucking hours. I will say if you're worried about a type of ideology, because like I have to in the videos that I make videos about cults all the fucking time. If you're worried about ideologies, the first thing you have to understand is divorcing yourself away from the more extreme examples. Figure out the things that are most important to you and adhere to them for yourself. That's all you can really fucking do. But when it comes to talking to other people about it, 9 times out of 10, when you adopt a centrist kind of value system, it's usually because you're just trying to cop out so you don't have to take one side or the other. And it's honestly fucking cowardice. It's good to be centrist in philosophy. It's good to be moderate in philosophy. But it shouldn't also override your own natural convictions. So to thine own self be true. That's all I can say.
But what if you believe that the sides are there because they're creating this this war between yourselves, this war between the masses to keep them divided, conquered and divided, and you're looking at it from a very heroic point of view, that you won't succumb to this divide and conquer mentality.
I do want to say that I believe that this is why Billy believes that The Force Awakens is probably one of the best Star Wars movies, and because it brings true balance between the two sides.
Would have been The Last Jedi, and that would have been before the third movie came out
was
and
it
shitted the whole thing up.
Oh yeah, The Last Jedi. That's what
The
I
Last Jedi actually is a really good movie, and I would
That's
sit
what I
down,
meant to say.
I would sit down for 45 minutes.
It's a bad
I would sit down
movie.
for 45
bad.
minutes and explain to you why it was good.
But it's because
it was really good.
Because each
It was a
side,
terrible trilogy.
like the so-called good side, believed that bringing balance was their side being in control, right?
Yeah.
But in truth, you need full-on
They
balance.
They were hoarding the force. They were the rebels and the Imperials were a part of a massive military-industrial complex that they started to scrape the surface on in The Last Jedi. It was showing you how they were being played against each other for profit. That whole casino scene that everybody thought was a high-class cantina scene, that was them showing the profiteering off of the wars that we've been picking sides on this entire time. We saw the Jedi were hoarding their texts. The Imperial or the Sith were keeping their learnings down to themselves, and the majority of the people didn't even think that the Force was real. That was them taking their religion, hoarding their religion from the people, taking the religion from the people, when really the Force should have been in everybody this entire time, but they didn't even believe in it. This is a tangible religion, a religious force, a force of God. The Force was, in this world, a real thing that was kept from the people, hidden from the people. And we were just starting to lift the veil on that. And I thought they were going to deliver in the third, and they definitely didn't.
I will.
All of that is true, and also it's a bad movie.
Yeah. So I've given this a lot of thought because I am a huge critic of every Star Wars movie, every single one.
Every movie.
Jeff, can we be best friends?
Huh?
Can we be
What's that,
best friends, Jeff?
Yeah, dude. Of course, absolutely. I love you already. Mwah. I will say this though. So The Last Jedi, I hate it. But it is probably one of the most competently made films out of all of them because they made it very well. I think if you didn't have it surrounded by J.J. Abrams' literal dog shit and you let Rian Johnson do a trilogy, I mean, it would be very different, and I think it might have made more sense if you could have just let him go fucking ape shit with it. But like trying to like, you got JJ doing dog shit, and you throw in Rian Johnson. Rian Johnson's a really good writer.
Yeah.
Trying to like make sense out of it, and then they bring JJ back in, and JJ is just like, nah, fuck
Zombie
you.
Palpatine. Zombie Palpatine.
Jeff, season 2 of Picard was supposed to come out this month, but they haven't even made it yet. They haven't
I know, but dude, I can't wait.
Dude,
I'm so excited.
Whoopi comes back as Guinan. That's
yes.
Yes.
Oh, I remember hearing about Guinan coming back. Good
Yes.
times.
Dude. God, dude, I'm so fucking pumped, man. I look, I have never watched a show more dog shit than Picard, and I am so fucking excited for this shit. I was in denial. When the first time me and Ben started talking about this and ranting about this on the show, I was in denial. I'm like, man, that is so shit. It's so crap. And then I just kept watching it, and I kept getting drunk while watching it. And now it's like my favorite show.
I had the whole series recorded on my DVR.
Yeah.
I deleted it because of what you said about it, Jeff, and never watched it. But now I hear I have to go back and experience it.
You should.
You gotta get so fucked up and watch it with a couple of buddies.
Data lives in a computer.
Jolan True, Scott, welcome. We have to go. Picard's housekeepers are Irish Romulans. Oh man, they're so great. Oh, it's so dumb.
Jolan True.
Before we get too far away from the conversation before the Star Wars Star Trek talk,
okay, sorry.
Holic Master said Billy is doing the 16-year-old I'm smarter than everyone else in the room but doesn't actually have any real point. You can still be far right or far left and make the same points. And I 100% am far left, but I'm not going to dehumanize the right in the process of my beliefs being the left. I'm not going to further divide myself from the people who I believe are just suffering from a little bit of delusional mental illness brought upon them by a president that told them the election was stolen. Someone they believed in, someone they voted for, came out for, and their fucking minds are being warped to the point where they jump through a fucking broken window into a Capitol building wearing a Trump cape and die in a pool of their own fucking blood brought on by the police that they have been simping and bootlicking for the last years, decades, whatever you want to call it. That I picked my side, and it is the left, but I'm not going to give up on the right in the process. And I feel like a lot of you are willing to throw them away because they're not you. Well, guess what? They are you. We're fucking Americans, and we have to remind ourselves of that, because the further they get away, the further our left cheek and right cheek split, the deeper they're going to get us, and that's a fact. The center is the asshole, and you're the asshole if you ignore it.
I'm willing to throw all of America away.
I agree with Billy, honestly. I really honestly do. Because you have to understand that a lot. I mean, again, I work with cult shit all the fucking time. These people are fucking victims. They are. They're victims of fucking grifters. They're victims of Trump.
It's uninformed, unintelligent people who are, brainwashed and
Trump
victimized.
said he loved the poorly educated.
Yep,
loves them.
I love
They're
the
his
poorly
favorite.
educated.
Yep, these people are fucking victims. The people who are fucking evil are people like Trump, people like Tim fucking Poole, people like any of these fucking dickbags trying to push this bullshit. You know, those are the real fucking villains. I see somebody wearing a MAGA cape, and I think they're a fucking idiot, but I also feel bad for them, and I have compassion for them. And if they die, that sucks. That's bad. I hope you win your gulag fight so you can respawn. But, you know.
Go for the respawn. You know me. I'd be all right if they had all my values, but they don't. So I'm not.
That's fair. That's fair.
Also, Vice Admiral Holdo was probably the best character in The Last Jedi.
I thought Holdo was great.
Yeah, she's actually
Laura Dern. They kept calling her. Yeah, Laura Dern's a great actress. They kept calling her Admiral Purple Hair. Like it wasn't.
I don't know if it's because she's a great character or just because she's one of the only like good actors in the movie,
Laura
movie
Dern.
franchise.
Laura Dern is.
Every one of our main characters in The Last Jedi had like a story arc they had to overcome within Last Jedi. Rey had to give up on Luke.
No.
Rey had to give up on Luke, her mentor, because her mentor failed her, and Ren had to give up on his mentor. He had to kill Snoke so they can get Snoke or whatever, so they can get closer together and be there for each other. Because when that light and darkness collide, that's when we get to the gray. That's when we get to the true balance of the Force. That we had Finn. Finn had to go onto the Discovery starting out as a stormtrooper. He had to go to the light side of the rebels. He had to go through the rebels.
Actually, yeah, that's right. And then Rose had to get over being Chinese.
Well, Rose wasn't a main character. Rose was part of the plot story Rose had to help deviate Finn from the love affair that he was in with Rey from the first movie, because they had to. Rey obviously was going to be with Kylo Ren. That was part of the problem. Finn had to have that wrench thrown in. Finn had to have that distraction and still come to realize that it's not worth dying for these sides. It's all a military industrial complex. He had to get over that because he's been trying to fight battles on both sides. And when he met with Benicio del Toro, and Benicio del Toro was like, "Live free, don't join."
A character that didn't need to exist in a scene that didn't need to exist.
It 100% needed to exist if you were going to go further with that military industrial complex being the real bad guy.
I did think it was fun when we just got another movie for 25 minutes and then went back to the first one.
If that was all building up towards the end, and then in the end, General Hux was the main bad guy, and we had both Rey and Ren deviating from their sides of the Force and helping to bring Force back to the people, and fighting against the military-industrial complex and breaking the military-industrial complex and re-empowering the people.
You said it like Rose.
Yes. I said it with passion, exactly. I said it with passion and integrity, just like Rosewood.
The Last Jedi is remarkable because it gives us quite possibly the worst lightsaber fight ever made. That was interesting.
in the throne room, throne room.
That is quite possibly the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen. It is garbage. It is absolute trash. Snoke.
The throne room was a great scene.
No.
Beautiful scene. Beautiful scene.
No.
Hard disagree.
Why not?
There's several errors in it.
Especially because you're supposed to have this big bad. It's a big bad. They're facing down the big bad. It's Snoke.
Yeah.
Who's Snoke?
He's nobody.
It turns out he's literally just genetic trash. That's it.
That's fucking it.
That was his purpose. His purpose was he had to rival Luke Skywalker, okay? And this was the
Luke
mentor.
Skywalker is as bad as genetic trash.
No,
man. You're only grinding cigarettes out of my childhood right now.
Kylo. Well, it should be. This is not your childhood anymore. This is fucking 2019. This is the future.
This is
2017.
Daddy Star Wars
This is 2021.
now.
Yeah, we have to move on. Your childhood's been gone, and you're holding on to it, trying to keep this movie from being what it was. Luke Skywalker had to move on as well. Luke Skywalker, Rey had to know that she couldn't confide in Luke, and Ren had to know that he couldn't confide in Snokes or whatever. And they had to effectively kill their masters. They had to effectively kill their masters so they can lead each other into the eventual redistribution of force.
Oh, space communism.
A little bit.
Yes.
A little bit.
You know.
They were hoarding the force forever.
We started with Star Trek, and that's space communism, so it's good that we cycle back around.
All I'm saying is, if the third movie would have lived up to the stuff I had in my mind, you guys would look back at this as being a brilliant movie, but it had no fucking tie-in.
Yeah, see, that's how he
no
gets,
fucking tie-in.
because he
It was
praised that
garbage.
movie so much. But now he'll disavow it because he always
didn't
gives
pay
himself
off.
He always gives himself an
Because
out.
the next one was bad.
Right.
No, not only was the next one bad, they deviated from the entire thing that Rian Johnson had set up for the storyline. They deviated from it on purpose.
I will give you this. Like I would have, and I don't like The Last Jedi. I really don't. But I legitimately believe The Rise of Skywalker is the worst fucking Star Wars movie ever made.
It's a fucking mishmash of garbage.
Better than more than the prequels. That's a tough sell for me.
No. I think it is.
Oh my
actually
God. Don't get me wrong. I think Rise of Skywalker is fucking horrible.
But episode 1 is still better than this.
Hang on. The episode 1 is bad, but it's only really bad because of Anakin Skywalker. I don't even give a shit about Jar Jar Binks. Don't even give a fuck about Jar Jar. Who gives a shit about Jar Jar? Jake Lloyd as Anakin is the only thing. Yeah, it is. It is, and he's like a fucking hero inadvertently. Yes, he's goofy and he's fucking annoying. Okay, yeah, whatever. But
it's not
out of all 9 of the trilogy movies, The Phantom Menace has the best lightsaber fight. Single best.
That's probable. That's
It's
probable.
got a good one. Yeah.
I honestly can't think of a better lightsaber fight than that one. As far as emotionally impacted, I'd have to say like Return of the Jedi, Luke versus Vader is probably like the best one out of that. But choreography wise, nah, dude. Fucking Ray Park as Darth Maul versus Obi-Doo Fajubi and fucking what's his name, Queef Gon Bin. I don't know, whatever.
Have you ever seen them?
Got it.
Have you ever seen the meme where like someone's grandma thought a picture of Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan was Jesus?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
The Yoda lightsaber fight, dude. You know what? Go jump. I hope you live a very nice life, but you're wrong.
It's been a little while since we've done a post show on Twitch, so when we wrap this, we should probably just go to Twitch for like 45 minutes or so.
I can't believe there's more than one person saying the fucking Duker in his pants versus Yoda fight was the best saber fight.
Count
what
Dookie.
the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yoda looked ridiculous. Like the CG was bad then.
It was fun.
You've got a stunt man with the CGI'd Christopher Lee's head on badly, bobbleheading around. And he's trying, and if you don't watch Yoda, you watch him. It looks fucking ridiculous. It looks so stupid.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
And then you got this stupid bouncing around, badly CGI'd wannabe Muppet. Are you fucking high? Holy shit!
It's embarrassing.
Oh my god, no! Oh my god, I feel so bad for you.
Fake Christopher Lee versus a tennis ball is not the best fight, guys.
No,
I'm sorry.
But I still like it. Sorry, Billy. The Last Jedi was a letdown. By the way, The Mandalorian Chapter 16 has the best Luke. It made grown men cry tears of joy. I can't to see live action Grand Admiral Thrawn. Fucking nerd. Crybaby nerd. But yeah, it was good. The Locust God said Jeff just thinks Rian Johnson was jerking himself off the whole movie or something. And no, Jeff, I'll never let go of the Kubrick comments. That last part is fair. That last part is fair.
Jeff, the worst Star
Kubrick is
Wars
overrated.
movie is Attack of the Clones. Rise of Skywalker was messy, but I was entertained. Attack of the Clones made me depressed.
Well,
It is really bad.
The whole
I'd say
prequel
it's bad.
trilogy.
I'd say it's the second worst.
The whole prequel trilogy was depressing political fucking it was depressing political bullshit. And it was told in the first movie was a children's movie full of political depressing bullshit. The second movie was a love story full of political depressing bullshit, and the third one was an action movie filled with political depressing bullshit.
I would say though, Return of the Jedi used to kind of make me depressed at the end because the heroes lose at the end.
Yeah.
But that's a really good Star Wars movie.
You mean Empire Strikes Back?
Empire Empire Strikes Back.
Oh no!
That's what
I
I
thought you meant Return of the Jedi because I was rooting for the Empire.
Oh, I meant Empire Strikes Back.
The Empire Strikes
that's why
Back.
I get sad at Return of the Jedi.
I always play Empire of the games.
Empire Strikes Back was.
I like the Empire. I play it in Squadrons and actually in Old Republic too.
There were a lot of people that thought it was a horrible sequel and talked a lot of negative trash about it in the sci-fi trade paperbacks and stuff where you could write into the editor. There was a lot of backlash for that before the third movie came out as well. You saw a lot of mirroring. People just didn't understand the whole idea yet. They were like, "This is stupid."
They didn't have the internet then too, so
Yeah.
it wasn't the same as it is now, where it's like the backlash is harder to ignore.
R. Azriel said, "I'm sorry, Jeff, but the Princess Leia floating in space was one of the scenes that kind of ruined it for me."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, that was dumb as fuck. Especially if you know anything about. Here's the thing. I'm the biggest fucking Star Wars critic, and I fucking hate on it so much. But I'm one of the biggest Star Wars nerds. I love the expanded universe. I lost 9 years of my life to Star Wars Galaxies. I read a fuck ton of the books. I watched a bunch of the shows. I fucking love the Star Wars universe, and I fucking hate the movies. I can't fucking stand them. So knowing what I know from expanded universe and with Leia, and then seeing that shit, fuck, man. God, you might as well just punch me in the face and spit in my eyes.
Was
Goddamn.
Leia not a Jedi in the expanded universe?
She did get Jedi trained, yeah. And she was Force sensitive for sure.
Oh.
But the way they handle it is it's just really fucking.
They didn't have
gross.
a
It's so
Force
stupid.
cocoon written in the
Yeah.
books, so they couldn't write it in the movies.
And it's. I did think of a good example. I don't know how many people get this reference. Why I hate the Rise of the Skywalker so much. If you've ever read Laurel K. Hamilton, that book is basically a Laurel K. Hamilton, or that movie is basically a Laurel K. Hamilton book, and it's trash. It's shit. So if you get that reference, you know what I mean.
Eduardo Garcia gave us some big love. Slain Hope said, "Looks like you guys just got shadow banned. This video is no longer showing up on my subscription feed. Also banned is banned word now. WTF? Oh my God. I don't know what that means." River Kalinsky said, "Fuck you, Billy, you limp dick lib shit. You libs enable fascism. True." Shot Red 555 says, "Billy, you're not always funny with your jokes. Chill." Yeah, but I always try, Shot Red. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't shoot through the window at a girl that's... Wait, no, that was... Shot Red 55 says, "The Dems will F it up. Joe is a crazy crook." It's true. I just watched a clip of Joe Biden earlier today, too. He was I think it was in Congress or something. He was sitting there. It was from a long time ago. He still had the little tinge of brown in his hair. And he's talking about a mayor, and he refers to the mayor as the neighbor mayor. And he's like, "We don't need any more neighbor politicians." And he's in a professional setting just dropping the N-bomb about this mayor. And I'm like, this is the Joe Biden that you forget exists. Joe Biden was not some fucking liberal hero. He's not a progressive. And he snuck in during all of this, during a great era of disarray. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm hoping it's to give a big transition of wealth back to the people, and we get a new deal after all this, like we had back in
America's trans,
1935. I would love
Yeah.
it if that's why this is all coming through. We're going to get a big central boost.
So
But, who
we're going to
knows?
go do just a short post show over on twitch.tv/drunkenpeasants. If you guys want to come, you can. If you can't, it's cool. But we're going to go over there like instantly, like within a couple minutes.
Oh my God.
Instantaneous.
Yeah, I'll hang out.
All right.
All right, I should probably get when we transition, because I'm staunchly anti-trans, so I would be betraying my people if I continued on when we
That's
transition.
fair, furry.
Well, I love you, Scott.
I'm very complicated.
Scott, do you want to shill before you go?
I'd love to shill. Yeah, hit me up at Not Scott Henson on Twitch. PayPal.me/Not Scott Henson. I've just put in several hours of work for you people. The least you could do is send me $100.
$1,000
or $1,000. Yeah, listen to my podcast, The Worst Year of Our Lives, and that's all the things.
Good having you back, Scott. Jeff, we'll continue over with you on Twitch.
Yeah.
And everybody watching, be safe. I heard the world's burning. You might want to make s'mores.
Yeah, and I'm giving everyone an extra few days to get your pledges in before I make the ending credits.
Thank you, Ben.
Yes.
Shit together. Get your affairs in order and subscribe and send money.
Join Antifa.
And join Antifa. You get a card, you get a badge, you get a gun. It's awesome. You should do it.
I mean,
See you later.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet. Gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.